There's only one God Pharaoh and Amon Fett. There's only one Amon.
Fuck, this is damn late. What the fuck?
Where's the aircon on there as well?
I think it's in front.
So yeah.
Okay. Is it working?
I have no Renoas, but that's expected. So I already changed the list to have no Renoas in that deck list
Oh,
because I have no Renoas.
you know what's the one that dies and you tap everything, right?
Yeah.
I was trying to make a deck with like Rinoa and Pharaoh Chaos.
Oh yeah, that's quite normal.
Really? I thought no one ran that shit. I thought that was like...
No one runs it, but like it's quite a normal interaction.
Oh.
Like,
I thought that was
or maybe say no one runs it is wrong, but it's like uncommon to see people run it. But like yeah, it's a good interaction because
yeah, it's like yeah.
Alright, okay. You can go.
Okay.
You can ask him to give you 2 extra minutes, 3 extra minutes on the game clock.
What? It's okay. I think.
Thanks,
I
Adam.
don't think we'll go to time.
Are you sure? You playing Ben? Yeah.
Okay.
I've got them all set up. They're playing already.
No, you didn't. Half Yan did.
No, I didn't do this. I'm not going to pretend I did this. I did that.
Okay. Is it streaming?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
What's the guy's name?
Philip. Let me get it.
Oh, right. No, he's got the Hello, everyone. Whoa, 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 whoa. Wow, that is loud. That is loud. Sorry for your ears. Hello, everyone. Wow. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Where? Wow. Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the More Than Modern Tournament. It's our weekly Modern Tournament. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts alongside the suit, Mr. James Church Morley.
Mick, how you doing?
I'm okay. I'm a bit late. Today, and I've got to say, we're rushing into this. We're trying to get everything set up, but we started streaming a little earlier so that you can, at least watch people play. Let me know in the chat if the vocals are a little too loud, because it's turning red on our side, right?
Yeah,
A lot, quite a bit.
But
yeah, we hope. Danny OK saying, "Wow, Philip has a long name." Yep, he does. We are not going to even attempt. Pretend to it. We're not even going to pretend to attempt.
we've been told not to.
Yeah.
In fact,
been,
by Philippe himself, he said that we should
just call me Philippe.
Yeah, those were his exact words to me a second ago. He said, "Don't even bother."
Yeah. We're not. We're good. We're good.
It's a damning indictment of our inability to pronounce French names.
Oh, fantastic. My French, oui. We're watching, the match here between Philippe and Ryan Poon. Slightly shorter name, very to the point. Could have been, no, it's 3 syllables. That's okay.
More easy to pronounce.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to pronounce. But yeah, Ryan here looks like he's playing. Yeah. What's that?
So
Affinity.
Yeah, so Ryan's on Affinity.
Yeah.
And Philippe's on, I think he's on like traditional
Eldrazi
Tron.
Tron. Like the old school Eldrazi Tron,
so
right?
colourless.
Yeah.
So I think, so I saw in his hand, I think he has a Chalice of the Void.
Oh.
But he went second. And in the first turn, Ryan was able to deploy a Signal Pest,
his entire hand,
Mox Opal, and a land, which rendered
rendered
the Chalice of the Void for 1 pretty useless.
Yeah, well, he could still. That's the thing. Like, he could still Chalice for 0 to prevent any more Mem Knights or just more artifacts from hitting the battlefield. Of course, you want a Chalice for 1, or at best you want a Chalice for 2, because that catches, cranium plating, that catches
Ban Ravager, Volt Scourge.
So all the literally all the good stuff from Affinity.
Yeah, and Ryan has a pretty, he had a pretty commanding board presence there. Made a big attack, and then I think sacrificed various artifacts to move counters onto the Ban Ravager.
Yep.
And Philip he's got a Matter Reshaper on the battlefield.
And that's it.
Yeah, but he does have access to a lot of mana. Eldrazi Temple, I think he's adding the final Tron piece to his hand, and a waste as well. So this turn, when Philippe untaps, now he's going to have the ability to cast a lot of big spells in his hand, and we'll see if he has any answers. Yeah. So there's Tron completed.
Nice. So 7, 8, 9 mana, 9 colors mana, or 10
with an Eldrazi.
Mana for
so we see Philippe's hand. He has a Chalice of the Void, another Eldrazi Temple, I believe it was, and he has a Walking Ballista as well.
Mm-hmm. What Philippe wants to do now, I think, is just to Sky Sovereign.
Sky Sovereign.
What?
In the main deck as well.
What?
So I'm wondering if
Spicy.
you just use. I guess my first instinct is he uses it as like a 5 mana lightning bolt, as it were, that he can crew and just get in within, have a repeatable lightning bolt effect.
But it's only towards creatures, man. Like, I guess it's powerful, but I'm questioning, why have it though?
Yeah.
Like, it's.
I mean, is Sky Sovereign powerful enough for Modern, do you think, or do you think it's just a bit too expensive and a bit too slow?
Okay, I think it's a bit too expensive, but if you're playing Tron, you're getting down on turn 3,
but
right?
It seems like it's worse to get that down on turn 3 than, say, a Khan.
You're diversifying your threats.
Okay.
So you got Khan, sure. You've got Walking Ballista, a huge Walking Ballista,
walking ballista for 4 here, yeah.
So you're diversifying your threats, and it is a big creature. It does have the ability to just like start killing stuff.
We'll bring it up on the screen.
Yep.
So, Philippe's played a Walking Ballista for 4. But that doesn't look that good when compared to an Arcbound Ravager with 5 +1/+1 cancer and an Ornithopter. And I believe that's a Volt Scourge that he has on the battlefield as well.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's bring it up. Yeah. So, you know, he's got Sky Sovereign, but it won't get rid of the Volt Scourge. Sorry, the Volt Scourge, the Arcbound Ravager. Oh wow. Okay,
So-
just gonna try to kill your dude.
Yeah, so Galvanic Blast,
Mhm.
targeting the Walking Ballista. I think he's forcing Philippe to
To react. Yeah.
to react, and then presumably if he targets the Volt Scourge,
Just sacrifice the Volt Scourge.
yeah.
So he's probably gonna, you know, he has to try to
Yep.
shoot
So
stuff down.
So 1 damage to the Volt Scourge.
Mm-hmm. Whoa.
So I think they're we've got some slight movement on the camera.
Yeah.
So
I you know, okay, sidetrack like we always do. Okay, you're not you know, if you're new here, that's what we do. That's our thing.
yeah.
We don't talk about magic. You came here to get educated. I'm sorry. But of course, yeah. But have fun with us. Like we are just, you know, here watching people play magic.
Save that for Sunday. The invitation.
Save that for Sunday?
You know,
Yeah,
Serious talk.
Serious face,
Put
you know.
on a suit. Can't confirm,
Actual suits.
Can't confirm or deny that there will be any suits worn.
But yeah, you know, I'm walking here, and the side of the road they have this aluminium scaffolding. I was thinking, like, right after Chinese New Year, I just go outside with a hacksaw because it's aluminium. It's really, you know, it's really malleable. I just chop off maybe, you know, a good 1.5 meters, you know, off the top, and then work my way down another 1.5 meters, and you know, and then chop off another about I don't know how long is the table, about 1.8 meters.
Yep.
Yeah, and then chop off another one of that and bring it back to the store.
I would just use it as a new.
Yeah, you know, just weld it together. Or we don't even need to weld it together. Like,
Just structural, you know, we just have this better, more powerful structure in place to hold our camera.
yeah, exactly. You know, you can buy the scaffolding holds,
Yep.
and you can put it together, and then now we have a legit, you know, place to put the
It's
cameras.
like a transformer.
Yeah.
You know, it's just a this piece of metal that. Even better, we could when we get big enough, we could just hire someone to hold.
Hold the camera.
Hold the
Oh,
camera,
yeah.
And then
It's
have the old hand cameras as well,
Yeah.
and have like spotters with their iPads, like we're drafting at the Pro Tour.
Are you? Yeah. Are you?
We're
trying
a way
to-
away from that. I think we're a way away from that.
No, we're close. We're close.
Are we?
We're close. Yeah.
Okay.
We're very close. Right? Oh, why do you need Psych the
Yeah.
Ravager?
So. I don't know is the answer to that question. I thought that in response to the Walking Ballista triggers,
You'd sack the
you'd
Volt
just
Scourge.
sacrifice the Volt Scourge and the Ornithopter
Right.
to Ravager, and then just move the token.
Yeah.
So you're going to see Sky Sovereign coming
Oh,
to
wow.
play, deal 3
Okay.
damage to the second Volt Scourge. So that's what it's for. It's for that. And Dismember on the Arcbound Ravager.
Oh wow! I'm surprised. That is weird.
Why? What's
No, he should have sacrificed was there something that prevented him from sacrificing the?
the Spy of Industry is not an artifact. Oh no, it's not an artifact. It's just a land.
No, but you know, to sacrifice to the Ravager. So now I'm curious. Like, I mean, we haven't been paying attention, but yeah, why didn't he
Yeah.
sacrifice all these things to the Ravager?
I don't know. That's
Oh.
what he's missed out. I think he's missed out on that. I
Yeah.
think he was probably thinking about, you know, well, in response he can just Walking Ballista twice more.
No, but you sacrifice the
it,
guy.
and it's
Yeah,
just-
you
But
already
maybe
sacrificed
he
him.
was thinking that. I think that maybe that would have been he just a bit misunderstanding on his behalf, on Ryan's behalf, of, you know, like how the sacrifice triggers go into the stack in respect of the Walking Ballista and the damage it deals.
Oh, that's weird. That
Yeah.
is weird.
And then we see an endless one from Philip, and Philip has, you know, he's turned a corner now.
yeah.
He's got a Sky
No,
Sovereign.
but he's turned the corner because like Ryan here made like massive mistake.
Yeah, so Wang Ronghan Facebook chat saying, you know, Volt Scourge Ornithopter should have made the Ravager 7/7. Yeah, you're right. I think you're right.
Okay, but it still won't survive to the Sky Sovereign. Like he would have dropped the Sky Sovereign,
And then
what you call it, the Dismember.
Right,
Yeah,
that-
so
yeah.
that would have done him in anyway.
Yeah.
But I'm curious why Ryan, you know, just went all in at the beginning instead of you know, holding back some of the you know, holding back some of his artifacts to sacrifice later on. You know, in response to whatever Philip had to do.
Yeah. And you see Philip now has a Embringer, which we've put up on the screen. You know, really the biggest creature apart from maybe an Unamog that the Eldrazi Tron deck is going to play. You know, you can get it out on turn 3. It's just, I think it's the ability to untap in every single untap step.
Yeah.
So, you know,
that's the power of Embringer, and you get to draw like pay 2 mana, draw a card.
Yeah.
That is definitely like something that you know, it's very powerful. Like, you know, Tron generally doesn't have ways to draw cards.
Yeah.
Right? There's no card advantage that you get.
And very good against Lingering Souls tokens as well.
Oh, for sure.
Just loves Lingering Souls tokens. Just
gonna shoot your little
get
tokens
enough
down.
of Lingering Souls tokens. Yeah, and we see that, you know, Philippe also has a Chalice of the Void on 2 as well, which shuts down a really big chunk of Ryan's deck.
Yep. You know, it doesn't prevent you from casting the spell, right?
No, but so you can
does
cast
count
it,
yeah.
and it just counters it.
Yeah.
So, is there any advantage to casting a spell into the Chalice of the Void?
Okay. There is one advantage.
Is it prowess?
If A is prowess, and the second thing is that if your opponent forgot, right? Let's bring up Chalice of the Void. Here's the really sneaky thing that you can do. Whenever a player casts a spell with converted mana cost equal to the number of charge counters on Chalice of the Void, counter that spell. Guess what? It's a whenever. It's a trigger. And you know what happens to triggers, right?
People miss them.
Oh, yes. Yes. People miss them so much. They miss them so much that they allowed their opponent to cast all their spells and just, lose the game.
Are you suggesting that in a match of competitive Magic you should cast your spells into Chalice of the Void?
Oh no, that doesn't work.
Hoping perhaps that they forget the trigger.
Sometimes, yeah. If you're looking at your opponent and they're just like, oh, okay, all right. Sometimes you catch people off guard, like you just go fast enough. So you're casting like Chalice on Void on 1, right? So you're casting fast enough, and you play a Monastery Mentor, and then you go Serum Visions, and you resolve trigger, you got prowess triggers, you got monk triggers, and then you say draw.
Yeah.
And the guy says yeah. And then you draw, and then you scry 2. And then yeah. And the minute they call over a judge, right? Like you're not gonna you forgot your trigger, bro.
Yeah. And So we saw Philip took that game down quite handily. Once he turned the corner. Who do you like in the matchup between Eldrazi Tron and Affinity? Is Affinity quick enough to go under?
It depends. Okay, so Ryan here gets to play first, right?
Yeah.
No. So Ryan gets to play first,
first,
just like the previous round. So, I think Ryan should have this in the game, but we saw the last round, like he clearly missed a few triggers, Philippe was left, Philippe was down to 2 life. Had Ryan sacrificed those two artifacts, like Philippe would have been dead.
Yeah.
So
and in terms of sideboard cards for the Eldrazi Tron deck, I guess the first thing that comes to mind of what you're sideboarding out is probably All Is Dust.
For sure.
Pretty useless against a deck that has only colorless permanents as well. And then presumably Philippe has some sort of artifact side hate in the sideboard.
You take out Ugins, you take out All Is Dust.
Yeah, so Ugins and All Is Dust, and then presumably you want to bring in maybe something like, if he has a Wormcoil Engine, perhaps.
Be
really good on turn 3. Just
that's right.
Life. And then on Ryan's side, obviously the Affinity.
For Affinity, I guess you just want to go faster, especially if you're on the play.
Yeah.
Like your game plan has not changed, and there aren't a lot of dead cards in your deck, so you just have to mulligan properly. They might want to bring in. Well,
so I saw Ryan looking longingly at a Thoughtseize in his sideboard. So the thing with the Affinity decks is they can actually generate a lot of coloured mana.
That's right, yeah.
Mox Opal's Spire of Industries can generate you the colourless mana,
Colorless mana or coloured mana.
Coloured
Yeah.
mana for things like we saw Galvanic Blast.
You've got Glimmer Void to provide.
Yeah.
Just
But
coloured
presumably
mana.
he can dip into colours in his sideboard if he needs to.
Well, okay. So if he has, let's say, like some form of like counter magic, negates, spell piercers, maybe you want to bring that in. Who knows? If he's got Thought Seizers, yeah, that might be useful. But if you're Ryan, like your game plan is to just go fast. So turn 1, you want to drop as much of your hand as possible, and then turn 2 or turn 3, then you Thought Seize. Like when they're about to get their Tron, then you strip their hand.
Take that threat away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it'll be interesting to see if Ryan, sticks to that and really looks to mulligan sensibly, because I think that's so important in Modern is, mulliganing hands, thinking about your opening 7, looking at it and going, can I win the game with this?
This hand must win the game.
Because most hands are probably keepable in Modern, right? There's no real... The cards are cards are powerful enough that you're always going to have some sort of play. And
yeah, that's true.
There are hands that don't have that, but you're probably going to be able to. You're looking for a hand that wins.
Correct. Instead of hand, I mean, like whenever you play Magic, outside of limited.
Yeah.
If you're playing constructed, you are looking for a hand that just wins you the game. I'm going to win this game. 3 lands, a Servant of a Conduit, and a Scarab God, and like 2 random cards. Okay, I'm in. This will win me the game. If you're playing Modern, Aether Vial, Former Folks, 1 land, whatever.
I love it.
This will win me the game. So, that's what you're looking for. Your versus limited. I mean limited. I got lands, I got spells. I'm gonna keep. Like it might be like the worst spells in your deck. But,
in
3 mana, 2/2.
I'm keeping that.
I'm keeping this shit.
That's a snap keep right
Yeah,
there.
snap
If I've got both colors of mana and some spells, I'm pretty happy.
And sometimes even just like 1 color of mana, and like I got spells. Oh yeah, I'll keep it.
I get that.
I'm gonna draw my stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean in constructed, especially in Modern, if you play Legacy and Vintage, like you definitely need to keep like that stellar hand. You cannot pray to the magic gods to let you draw a card that will win you the game. So that's what Ryan is looking for. Like he just wants, a whole bunch, 2 lands, 2 lands, a whole bunch of 0 mana and 1 mana artifacts, and then an Arcbound Ravager or Cranial Plating on 2. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Then
and on Philippe's side, I guess he wants to see like a natural Tron.
Natural Tron,
he
yeah.
wants natural Tron.
Either Natural Tron or turn 1 Tron, turn 2... turn 1 Expedition Map, turn 2 another Tron land Expedition Map, turn 3 Khan.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you want.
So we're going to see... So there you see Ryan did bring in the Thought
Seize. Thought Seizers. Okay, that's cool.
And he's got 2 Arcbound Ravager hiding at the back of his hand as well, along with a Spire of Industry and a Glimmer Void.
He's got 2 Blinkmoth Nexuses as well. I think he can hold off on the Inkmoth Nexus, especially since he can cast... Can he cast 3 artifacts this turn?
So he's got an Ornithopter. I think he's shuffling to the front of his hand. Then...
No, that's not enough. He's got Ornithopter, 1 Arcbound Ravager, 1 Mox Opal, and then Thoughtseize 3 lands. So
I think he's keeping it though.
I think that's fine.
And then Philippe, I think, he just had a hand of duds. I think he didn't. With the Eldrazi Tron deck, you sort of want to see the right mix of lands and spells, as it were. Like you either want, Eldrazi Temple, and then the Matter Reshaper. Thought Not Seer, Reality Smasher, or you want to see the Tron lands and a Khan.
And a Khan, yeah, that's it. Like full stop.
But the Tron lands, if you see the Tron lands and a Thought Not Seer or a Reality Smasher, you feel a little bit less good because you know that
you're still going like turn 3, and I'm pumping out a 4/4. Yeah. That's it. I'm going to take something from your hand, but that's at turn 3, and that by that time it might be a little too late. So let's see. Turn 1 gonna Thoughtseize. Okay, so what I think Ryan should have done here, instead of this play, was to put in the Blinkmoth Nexus instead.
Okay.
So Blinkmoth Nexus, animate the Blinkmoth Nexus using itself. The Mox Opal gains Metalcraft, and then you tap the Mox Opal for black, and then strip your opponent's hand, because now you have a Blinkmoth Nexus that can attack next turn.
Yeah.
Right?
So what do you take here? So we see Expedition Map, Warping Whale, I believe that is, Matter Reshaper, and Walking Blister and 2 lands, so a Tron land and a.
I think you
Ugin
take the
Zone.
Walking Blister.
So it may be. See, I was going to say I think you take the Expedition map because you can see that Philippe's stuck on mana and all he can really do is play. He needs help to get to a Matter Reshaper.
Mm.
So maybe you take the Expedition map to stop him.
Oh, I
playing
take the.
Expedition map.
I might take the Warping Mill. I'll take
Well,
that bet. I might
okay.
take the Warping Mill.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we're going to see now. We see the.
Oh, wow! You see, now he's going to play that Steel Overseer,
Steel Overseer, yep.
and then it's not going to matter because Philippe here is just going to lay land, Warping Will, and then that's it. Like, there goes your Steel Overseer, man. Nice Steel
So
Overseer.
we're bringing Steel Overseer, yeah. So 2 mana for a 1/1 artifact, but such a powerful ability. Tap to put a 1/1 artifact on each creature you control.
Yeah. So,
You know,
a
really-
1/1 counter, not 1/1 artifact.
A
Yeah.
card that I don't think not every Affinity deck is going to play.
Nah, you play it.
You do?
You definitely
I feel like
play
I've
it,
seen
man.
some Affinity builds that have moved away from the Steel Overseer.
It's a bit slow. I
Yeah.
agreed that it's a bit slow. Still dies to what you call it, Fatal Push. Still
Yeah.
dies to all
But,
other removal.
I mean, all you really need is sort of one turn with it,
Mhm.
one tap, and if you have 3 creatures, that's going to be enough because then they've all got +1/+1 counters, and then the Arcbound Ravager has modular, and then you start moving counters around. And,
Right.
That just gives you so much incidental power on the board and the luxury to manipulate the damage that you can deal to an opponent.
Mhm.
So we're going to see the Nexus. I think the Nexus is coming in, is it? No.
Yeah, there we go.
So there's Arcbound Ravager.
Outbound Ravager, yeah. So, man, this play is tough because it's gonna force Ryan to give up one of his creatures.
So
Presumably the
the
Ornithopter.
Ornithopter. Yeah, so Sanctum of Ugin there.
Unless, of course, Philippe here decides to play the Matter Reshaper instead, which I think it actually is a better play.
So so he drew Dismember for this turn, but it doesn't seem like there's. Would you dismember the Arcbound Ravager at this point in time?
Okay, so I would probably I would take out the cast the Walking Ballista
Okay.
and force Ryan to probably sacrifice one of his dudes.
So Walking Blister's a 1/1.
Alright.
Which is
So
what-
Ryan lets it resolve. So a little too late to do anything, and if I were Philippe, I'd just go.
Sacrificing.
You could do it a little bit later.
Here we go. So yeah, Dismember. Paying for life from Phyrexian Mana, targeting the Arcbound Ravager.
So yeah, you can let the Outbound Ravager die. Put the counter on
Do you
the
move it to the Ornithopter?
Ornithopter, yeah. He could. Okay, so theoretically, you could just
Yep.
sacrifice his Mox Opal, and then give just a few more counters to the.
There we go. No, but we see he put the +1/+1 counter, moving it with Arcbound Ravager's modular ability to move +1/+1 counters to other artifacts, and that
Mhm.
goes to Ornithopter. A 4th land there for Ryan. Not really what he wants to see.
No,
I think he's all landed out now. He doesn't want many more lands.
I don't think he wants any more lands. So.
Unless they attack.
Immoth Nexus, please.
Yeah.
But even now, like, it's too late. You're dealing like 2 damage a turn. Philippe here, no.
And he's
How
he's
does
pumping,
Philippe?
So he's gonna. We'll bring Blinkmoth Nexus up on
Yeah.
the screen so you can see.
Okay, so the other thing is that now Philippe just missed the opportunity to kill off that that Blinkmoth Nexus
With
because
the Walking Ballista.
yeah,
So Blinkmoth Nexus is it's a land.
he missed the opportunity like long
And
since
then
the
you can pay 1 and it becomes a 1/1 artifact creature flying, and you can pay 1 and tap it to give another Blinkmoth creature +1/+1. So with
Yep.
2 Blinkmoth Nexi
Yep.
in play, he can animate 1, make it a 1/1 creature, then tap the other one to give it +1/+1.
Yeah.
And you're saying that he should have responded. So
With-
Philippe should have responded to that trigger with the Walking Ballista.
and then just get rid of the
It's a,
Immoth Nexus.
it's a very slow race. 2 points of damage from the Ornithopter, the Blinkmoth
It's like
Nexus, and 2 points
tickling
from the-
you in
Yeah.
the air. So
Yeah.
all right,
And that's
so
the
yeah,
same.
we did mention
Yeah.
it doesn't really want to see any more.
But there's Inkmoth Nexus. But
Mhm.
Inkmoth Nexus, make it into a 1/1 creature with poison, and then start pumping it with your Blinkmoth Nexi.
Yeah, but it's gonna die to Walking Ballistas.
Oh yeah, of course.
Come on.
Yeah.
There's no possible way that it's surviving. Ryan here has just been drawing pretty poorly, and I think Philippe is not going to make the same mistake now, especially since he's got a 2-2. 2-2, what do you call it? Walking ballista. So Ryan can just force the... Oh, why? Why does he leave the Ornithopter back to block? Okay. So Philippe here, is there... Am I missing something? Is there like a stony silence on the battlefield?
No.
I feel like I'm being very judgmental here. I am. I mean,
that's what the people come to see.
Exactly. I admit I am very
sitting here with your perfect information,
exactly,
casting aspersions on people playing, a very difficult game of Magic, Affinity, a very difficult deck with lots of lines of play, and
with somebody else to like advise me on the play, right? Loosely. Yeah.
I mean, I can tell you what the cards do. Can't promise there'll be any advising, but yeah, I mean, it does seem like they're both playing very. It seems like Ryan is playing very conservatively. I would say.
Conservatively is one way to put it. I don't think there's some decisions on Ryan's side that I am not particularly in love with. There's no a lot of the decisions, to be frank, not something that you would expect from a player like Ryan. Like Ryan is a very strong, like his standard play, his standard is amazing. Yeah.
But
why does he use the colored mana?
We see the cranial. We see cranial plating now, and that's Philippe's gonna have to. Oh, he's saying, "Come and get me."
All right, so you put it on. Okay, right now, Ryan's going to lose a lot of his stuff. Ryan's going to lose all his stuff, in fact.
So Philippe has 3 damage he can deal with combined with his Walking Ballista.
Right.
Or sorry, 4 damage because he can tap 4 to put a +1/+1 counter.
That's right. So he can clear Ryan's board right now. Yeah.
Yeah. So 1 damage to the Vault Scourge, then the Ornithopters are 1/3. So 3 damage there, and then the Blink Moth will survive. Presumably the Vault Scourge is his priority.
Mm-hmm.
Because he doesn't really want to see... I guess he just wants to prevent the lifelink, yep.
Mm-hmm.
So Philippe taps 4 mana to put another +1/+1 counter on Walking Ballista.
Wow,
yep.
okay.
And then so we're going to see 1 damage to the Nexus, Blink Moth Nexus, which can't be pumped because he's tapped his other Blink Moth Nexus, and 1 damage to the Vault Scourge. Yeah. And he's going to take...
Wow, both players are... This is... Yeah, but that the cranial plating is just not very powerful,
Yeah, so cranial plating gets +1/+0 for each artifact on the battlefield, but he's got an Ornithopter.
He's got only 3 artifacts, like so.
Opal, yeah.
So it's just a +3/+0. So and that this Ornithopter is not going to live for very long. Frozen Frog 00 saying, yeah, the table is a little bit tilted.
Slightly tilted. There was some leaning going on earlier.
Yeah.
We've got, for those who don't know, we've got like an overhead table pole structure set up.
Yeah.
But people occasionally
bang into it. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah. If you want to support the stream, just go on down to like MTG Potato. I forget. Mark keeps changing the goddamn eBay.
Is that what it is?
The thing, yeah. So the link is in the description below in the Twitch channel. Okay, there's a link there that will bring you to a web store where you can buy a whole bunch of Magic stuff, and all the money that goes into that actually goes into improving the stream.
Does it?
Yeah, it does.
When do we get our first?
Our card, right? Yeah. No, all of it goes into the equipment, just to produce a better show for you every Wednesday night and every Tuesday night, and sometimes on the weekends as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, do contribute.
And you'll start to see the fruits of that labor on Sunday potentially at the Invitational.
Yeah.
A little bit
of what we can do.
More.
Yeah.
So for those interested in watching, It's our big event.
Yeah.
The big event, the Invitational. 16 players, all who have been, chosen for their ability to play Magic, or through a year-long trial of playing lots of Magic. $5,000 on the table.
Yeah,
$150 for sitting down.
Insane, right?
And first prize gets $1,500. That's not bad. That's better than
That
that's
is
better
really
than the GP,
good,
isn't it? It's
yeah.
better than finishing in like the top 8 of a.
Okay,
the
so
top 16 of a
unless
GP.
you finish the last 4 places, right, you're gonna get more money than finishing like top 64 in the GP. Like, you know,
Sort of
and
a
you're one of the best 16 players in Singapore. Yeah, or at least, you know,
Kelvin Chu not playing.
Kelvin Chu, yeah. It's arguable. It's arguable that maybe
I think he's pretty
Kelvin's
good
not.
at
Yeah,
Magic.
he's pretty damn good. Yeah.
Pretty good at Magic.
All right, but 17 players in
So,
Singapore.
but
Okay.
there- you know, there's some good
Yeah,
players.
we'll
But yeah, that's
or at least the best 17
Yeah.
players who play in this store.
yeah. But that's going to be Sunday, all day.
Yeah, all day.
Yeah,
We're gonna start at 12, and it's gonna be like a 10/11 round tournament. Are we starting earlier? I think we're starting at 12. We're
Let's-
starting at 12. There'll be a pre-game show. This one's gonna be fun. We're gonna run down with you everything that's happened so far, from season qualifier 1 all the way until season qualifier 3, even the last chance qualifiers. It'll be me, James. We'll have two. It will be me, James, and Mark. And we'll have 2 surprise guest casters. The
So-
2
so-
Felixes.
So much of a surprise, I don't know who they are.
Oh, so much of a surprise, yeah. No, you're not in the chat. You're not in the group chat. You don't need to be there. It's okay. They talk too much.
I just
All
turned
these like 16 players, they think they're like, you know, the big stuff, the good guys. But yeah, there's gonna be Felix. For those of you who don't know, Felix is a Canadian pro player. And there's going to be the captain of Team Singapore,
Wow.
Team GOG, and that's Felix Leong.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you met them before? No. I'm pretty sure you met Felix,
I
right?
think I have.
Felix.
Yeah.
The other Felix as well.
Belying our our natural chemistry in the
They
booth.
they know you, but you don't know them.
Quite
This is how
possibly,
you're famous, man.
For my inability to play Magic.
It's
It's going to be a good event, and we're going to have a lot of fun and give away a lot of money as well.
Yeah, I think it'll be really fun to watch. It will also be we're watching it with you. Just sit down on the couch, have a good time. Of course, we'll be on our balls. I mean, on our heels, on our toes.
Serious.
Something serious face. Gotta
There'll be no.
jazz hands too.
Yeah. Back to the game. There was some twos and fros, but we've come basically down to the same situation we were in the first game, where Ryan has, a single card, and Philippe has landed a Sky Sovereign
Yeah,
and has the Mastery Shaper as well to crew it.
that's not good, man.
Yeah.
That's not good.
So we're going to see a Blinkmoth Nexus come in, and crews. Sky Sovereign just blocks it immediately.
So, man, right? I'm not quite sure what is up with. I know Ryan. He's, I think he's being very careless tonight. Like, there's no, Well, sometimes you get tired, right? It's hard to stay on all the time, so a little bit tough. Anyway, what's that? Why did they put it off the table? There is a playmat, sir. Ratchet Bomb is like you guys can see that off the table. I'm gonna even go to. Yeah,
There we go.
I'm sorry.
So
Yeah,
far
there's
off the table. I think there's been some movement, but that is off the playmat. Yeah.
that is way off the
So you
playmat.
see
sir.
Ryan desperately. Oh, there's an Ornithopter.
Yeah, that Ornithopter's not gonna survive against
Not long,
this Sky
not
Sovereign.
long for this world.
Exactly. So what Ryan actually needs to do is to start playing his cards. Just not play his cards, and to play them all at once. Because that's
it.
what
But he scooped it up.
Yeah.
He scooped it up. Yeah. Unfortunate there. We saw, he potentially good start, but it was just whittled away by removal, and then Philippe was able to, turn the corner again
Yeah.
with the Sky Sovereign.
Yep.
Or maybe it's good. Maybe we
Maybe
Sky
Sky
Sovereign.
Sovereign actually the nutter butters, right? The peanut butter and your chocolate.
Ugh,
You
awful.
put it together. Oh, you don't like it?
Absolutely not.
What is wrong
Peanut
with
butter,
you?
separate.
Reese's are the
I
best.
like Reese's
Hashtag-
Pieces. I like Reese's Pieces. I
Yeah,
think
there's
they're fine.
peanut butter and
But I
chocolate.
don't like it. I thought you were going down a sandwich. I don't want a peanut
No,
butter
no,
like
no, no, no.
Nutella sandwich.
No,
for
just
example.
peanut
That
butter
is
and
outrageous.
chocolate.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I can live with that.
right.
That's not a that's not a.
You saw the chat go like, "Oh man, Reese's is like the best thing ever," and then
Yeah,
you backtrack.
yeah, something like
No,
that.
Reese's is awesome.
It's nice. Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Meng Xuan. Meng Xuan went on our Twitch and then went onto our Facebook page and just like, what's good, guys? What's happening with you? Why aren't you here? That's one good question. Unless you are here, and I didn't see you earlier.
A real commitment to playing and watching.
And then watching,
Twitch,
yeah.
Yeah.
Unless, of course, you're at the table, then, you know, if you're at the feature match table and you're playing and watching at the same time, then there's something wrong.
So, yeah. So, yeah, we can see what he sided out. Yeah, the Allers Dust comes straight out. The
Yeah.
Yogin's out.
Thorn of Amethyst would have been awesome in that
I
deck,
think so,
but,
yeah.
you know, it'll come down like
Mastery
way
Shaper,
too late.
Yeah, Rad Smashers come out.
Mhm.
But that's it. That's it for round one.
Yeah, we'll be
So
back
Philippe,
for round
Philippe de la Classerie, we think.
2. No, I'm not going to even attempt.
Just try it.
Yeah.
It's
No.
yeah. Yeah, that was a good game.
There's too many rolling R's in there.
No, we aren't Gallic enough to pronounce it.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we will be back with round 2 in a short bit, so don't go away. But before we go, just want to remind you that you can join us on the stream every Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 8 p.m. Singapore time, for some standard and modern action. Standard is going to be refreshed very, very soon. What else do we talk about? Yeah, youtube.com/GreyOgreGames, catch all the replays. And do visit our website, GreyOgreGames.com, to find out how you, like the 16 people invited to the invitationals, can be part of next year's invitationals. We'll be right back. See you guys. Hello everyone and welcome to our weekly modern tournament here at Grey Ogre Games. It's round 1 of More Than Modern. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts alongside the suit, Mr. James Church-Morley.
Mick, how you doing?
You were notably absent last week. What happened?
I was
man?
here last week.
Oh, you were
last
here last
Wednesday,
week.
I was here last Wednesday.
I was alone. Oh, I was alone on Friday.
Alone on Friday.
Yeah.
For Final Fantasy.
God damn it.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
going to do that one. I was actually,
No?
I was in Korea. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Final Fantasy is fine.
Not that I
Like,
can
you
cast
should-
that game either.
Yeah, come on. You can totally do it. Like, do you play any Final Fantasy games?
I've played Final Fantasy games.
Yeah.
I've actually played the card game. I played it the first day it came out in the UK. I went to the pre-release for Opus 1
Whoa.
and got my starter deck. So I have had a Tidus starter deck. Yeah.
It's like insane. The FF10 starter deck is like
Was it
insane.
good?
Like once you get like Riku on the board and like Yuna as a backup. I think the starter Yuna was a Yuna forward. And what's her name? Pain forward.
Pain, yeah.
Oh man, Pain is like, yeah, it's free. You land her, you untap 3 resources, draw a card. Feels so good.
That is
you know.
No, it was didn't know. What 1 minute 40 seconds and we're already off topic.
Yeah,
I mean, we're just gone. It's gone.
Since when have you all tuned in to watch, Magic the Gathering or to listen to Magic the Gathering? You can watch all you want, but we're never getting off.
We can't promise anything.
Yeah,
It's not in the terms and conditions.
Exactly.
There's no.
And we were watching a match here between Yang Ting and Kelvin on the left and right, I believe so.
Yeah, it is,
it's Yang Ting, yeah.
And that's
Both of them are wearing dark blue, which is like really hard to figure out.
Oh, wow, we're going for the
Wow.
So Yang
Wow.
Teng start on the Sacred Foundry tapped, which suggests to me, I don't know,
Maybe it's,
Kiki Control or something, or maybe one of these Naya
Kiki,
decks,
Kiki
yeah.
Chord, or it's just combo.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna combo you out.
Really,
sometime.
really, really. I feel like once green mana to start with, perhaps for
Yeah.
a Bird's Paradise or a Noble Hierarch rather than a tapped Sacred Foundry.
It looks like Yang Ting is here playing some form of scape shift, like the Naya scape
really?
shift.
Okay.
Explore here gets to
Okay.
join my extra card and lay an extra land. So this is interesting. I really haven't seen a lot of Naya scape shift. Honestly,
Scape Shift normally in
just green,
green red, or there's the splash for they have the Teamer as well.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
a
There's
Teamer
the
Scape Shift as well.
Cryptic command script shift. Oh man, that is like so greedy.
Yeah,
Like how greedy do you have to be? Like this
Very.
greedy?
I mean,
Like,
yeah.
Very.
I guess I don't know. We don't have the deck list, so we don't necessarily know what he's dipping into white for. But you feel the core of the deck wants to be
Just
some
green red,
some mana ramp, some mountains, Valakuts, and then Escape Shift to go and get you more mountains when you've got the 6 lands. Right?
Exactly, but yeah, let's see, how Yang Ting navigates this. Hour of Promise in hand. That's a
I love
rare card to see.
I love it.
You like it a lot.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
You gotta say it like the what's his name, Mike Myers in
And Austin Powers.
I like it a lot. Yeah,
There you
baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that BTL scape shift? What's BTL?
It's Bring to Light.
Oh, Bring to Light.
So it could have.
Oh, yeah,
So
that's true.
so that would have the. I guess that's going to at least 4 colors for
Oh yeah.
for blue as well.
Oh, there's there's
And then you can cast it for 4 different colors to mana and get a card with converted mana cost 4 or less, which is Scape Shift obviously, and then you cost Scape Shift.
mm-hmm.
Just seems like it sacrifices some consistency.
Oh, for sure.
We'll bring up Bring to Light.
Yeah, Bring to Light. Like it had a lot of promise.
So
it really had a lot of promise.
it's one of those cards that when it came out, people were like, "Oh, hello." All of these combos.
Good. Yeah.
All of these combos.
But yeah, it enables you to search your library for a creature, instant, or sorcery card. So only these 3 types of cards, and with converted mana costs of less than or equal to the number of colors of mana you spend to cast Bring to Light. So maximum 5 mana costs, of course.
Yep.
Of course, there's only 5 colors. So, this deck only runs 4 colors. It has blue, I think. And we'll see what Yang Ting does with it. But
So Kelvin has assembled. He's assembled Tron.
Yeah.
With a little bit of help.
Easily.
He's gone through his deck a bit, but he's got a Tron on turn 3.
Unfortunately, he tapped some lands beforehand.
Yeah, so he's got no mana, so he's added a non-matching Tron land. Here's where we come unstuck again. He's got it's fine. He's got Tron.
This
Presumably
is how you mess us up.
Yeah. Play, guys. If you're playing in the tournament, you want to play Tron 9th edition lands.
Right,
the one with the white borders, because they have very clear pictures.
Like
the tower is a black tower.
The tower is a tower, not a power plant.
Not some sort of Renaissance art piece.
Yeah. This looks like a mine. And thanks, man.
Artistic impression.
Yeah.
And then Yang Ten had a Sakura Tri-Builder, which he's sacrificed to go and get a basic mountain taps, untapping 5 lands.
This is interesting. Like he's not, he's not thinning out his deck. I guess he wants more lands, but
yeah. So Windswept Teeth, and then tapping 2 for a
Prismatic Omen. Yeah, Prismatic Omen here,
yes.
And so he's able to Scape Shift. Means I'm gonna kill you now. So Prismatic Omen turns all your lands into every basic land type. So means he's gonna Scape Shift, find 4 Valakuts. Just two random cards. 4 Valakuts, and each one of them triggers, which means now you're gonna deal 6 times 4 times 4. 6 times 4 times 3.
24,
so 72 damage.
Is that
to
right?
The face, yeah.
So walk us through that. So we'll bring up Valakut.
All right,
because this is I think people get quite confused with Valakut and like the layering and when it comes onto Bradford and what's it looking for.
Okay, so what Yang Ting did there, Kelvin should be at negative 52 life. So Valakut is very interesting. Enters the battlefield tapped. When a mountain enters the battlefield under your control, if you control at least 5 other mountains, you may have it deal 3 damage to target creature or player. So with Scape Shift and Alright, table is straight. Hello everyone and welcome back to our weekly modern tournament here at Grey Ogre Games. It's more than modern. My name is Mick, I'm one of your hosts alongside the suit, Mr. James Church-Morley, and handily they're getting the life counter, the hand of God coming in to affect the table. Watching the match here between Daniel Roses on the left and Ian Tan on the right. Ian, I'm biased. Okay, I'm putting it out there. Ian, one of my favorite brewers. I mean, maybe not brewers, but favorite players, because he comes to a tournament. He puts this giant box, like the 1,000-card box, on the table. He opens it up and then says, "What deck am I going to play today?"
Rolls a d6 and goes.
Yeah, rolls
right,
yeah.
One set.
It's got to be a d10.
So we've seen him on stream play a couple of times.
Yeah.
Blue-white control.
Yep.
He's played some sort of Krark Clan Ironworks deck.
Yep. He's played mono red.
He's played mono red. He's playing Lantern of Inns. He's playing Lantern control. And we're going to see him empty the hand. So I think that was a Lantern of Insight and then 2 Mishra's Baubles off a Dark Slick Shore.
Oh jeez! Wow.
So yes, he's got the decks. I've seen him walk around with like an Eldrazi sort of deck as well. I think he's got.
We saw him play ad nauseum. Did you mention ad nauseum already?
No.
Yeah, we saw him play ad nauseum.
The man has a lot of cards.
He has many cards.
On the other side, Daniel playing Burn. Good old-fashioned Burn. Turn 1 Monstrous Swift Spear, turn 2 Lava Spike, Monstrous Swift Spear attack you.
Yep. He's got to remember the trigger to draw. Yep, he does.
He does, yeah. What do you like in this matchup? Do you think Monoburn can Monoburn get there? I guess the question is, can Monoburn get there quick enough before the lock comes down? Yeah,
I think Burn is going to, Ian doesn't look like he's going to be able to drop his Ensnaring Bridge before he runs out of cards. He's got the Whirl of Invention as well in hand, and that's not going to help much. So I think this match, just goes to Daniel, especially now that he finds the second land.
Yeah, so
Lava Spike you, Lightning Bolt you, or Eidolon of the Great Revel.
So
cool.
Expedition Wooded Foothills. Is that Stomping Grounds, right?
Yeah, that's Stomping Grounds. Expedition
Eidolon and the Great Revel attack you from a Monstrous Swift.
Yep. Okay, so I think Ian here a bit cautious. I don't want to draw a card right now. I just want to, lay as many cards as I can from hand. He's got the Ensnaring Bridge, and that's not good. Like, you don't want to have the Ensnaring Bridge and a lot of cards in hand at the same time. Yeah, so for those of you who...
So we'll bring up Ensnaring Bridge on the screen so you can see.
Who aren't familiar with Ensnaring Bridge, it's a very powerful card. Like, this is... no.
We're going for the Stronghold version, is that what we're going for?
Yeah, the Stronghold, yeah. This, you can't. Like, this is
original.
This is why we grew up on. Gerard is like trying to cross the bridge, and like the bridge says, "No, you shall not pass."
We is not representative of both casters.
Hey. Okay, I wanna see the art.
8th edition.
No,
there we go.
Nope. What is that? What?
But,
what's his name? The Ron Spencer, yeah.
Yeah.
Ron Spencer, fantastic art.
But basically, what Ensnaring Bridge does is, creatures. Ian wants to empty his hand as quickly as possible, so that Daniel's creatures can no longer attack, and that's that's it. He showed him the burn, and that's game one. So yeah, burn did go quick enough that turn.
Yep. So you can, okay, so Ensnaring Bridge, of course, creatures with power greater than the number of cards in your hand can't attack. So essentially, Ian just wants to go empty-handed. When you play Lantern Control, what you want to do is to go empty-handed. You want to control the top of your opponent's deck. You want to control what he draws, what he or she draws. If that's a burn, just nope. That goes in the graveyard. If that's a land, sure, draw the land. I don't really care. So there's always this tension about what you keep in hand and what you can play, but Ian. Especially if you have the Ensnaring Bridge, you just want to drop your entire hand.
Yeah, and Ian, I just counted, pulled 8 cards out of his sideboard.
Wow, that's a lot.
Cards. That's
he's prepared.
Over half of the sideboard.
He's prepared. I remember playing. Like modern games where the 10. Okay, actually, modern usually doesn't have that much.
Yeah, that's
no. I'm wrong. Yeah, it's modern games. Modern games where 10 of my 15 sideboard cards just goes right into the deck. Full, just doesn't... I don't even have to think. And here's the best part. Like, you don't even have to think about it. It just goes straight into the deck. It just... You know exactly what comes out. Like, this is bad.
Yeah.
I need more life gain. Or I need more artifact destruction.
So
or I need more graveyard hit.
Yes, I think he's picked out 8 cards he thinks he likes. He's narrowing them down. We see
Nice.
Collective Brutality... Leyline of Sanctity,
Seal of Primordial, yeah.
Abrupt Decay.
Ooh, okay,
I think Abrupt Decay comes in for this matchup. Or is it too expensive?
No, color-wise, it's a little bit tough because Ian here is running Spire of Industry, which means that he's taking damage off his lands to try to cast the Abrupt Decay. But it is a very strong card, especially against Daniel's creatures. We'll see. I would have thought, instead of Abrupt Decay, it would be Fatal Pushers somewhere in the deck. We have seen versions which are the Sultai versions of this deck where, you have Abrupt Decay, you have, War of Invention.
Yep. I think we saw season 1 invitation, season 1 invitational winner Jeffrey Chan playing the Sultai Lantern of Control deck a couple of weeks ago on stream.
Yeah,
just got the lock War of Invention.
I mean, like it's sometimes you just have the nut draw. Like you go, turn one drop a whole bunch of stuff, turn 2 drop another bunch of stuff, and then turn 3 Ensnaring Bridge. Okay, part 1 solved. Then you go and find how to deal with your opponent after that. Or Chalice of I don't think Ian's deck runs Chalice on a Void main board. I'm not quite sure whether he runs it sideboard as well.
Yeah, I didn't see him him pulling out any Chalice of the Voids.
Well, some of those decks, just run Ensnaring Bridge, Chalice of the Void. I was like, okay, can't do anything after that.
It's when they
Chalice on 0, Chalice on 1, and then it just stops.
So Ian bought in the Leyline of the Sanctities, which ended up in his opening hand. So that's
that is backbreaking.
So we're going to see Spire of Industry into Mox Opal, into Ancient Stirrings. Look at the top 5 cards of my library. Choose a colorless or land card, put it into my hand.
What is he gonna get? Oh, okay, all right. So Pyxis of Pandemonium here.
So let's bring Pyxis of Pandemonium up.
Oh, I love this card.
Just so we know how to spell it, I think more than anything else.
Pyxis of Pandemonium. And Pandemonium is also hard to spell.
I assume that Pyxis is a real word, but I've never looked it up.
Yeah,
I assume it's something that they haven't just made up for Magic.
Let's search. What is a Pyxis?
Yeah.
Google says
it's nothing. Maybe it's
Pyxis. It's a constellation
or a vessel, a piece of pottery.
Right.
Which
okay.
I think in the Theros, so this comes from Theros.
It's a piece of pottery. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, it is. It looks like this piece of pottery. It has like a wider base than it does a middle, and then a cap. A lid.
On top, yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Beautiful.
Did not know.
As well.
Yeah.
Learning.
I use Magic to boost up my English back in primary school. Titan. I did not know what a Titan was.
You didn't.
I don't read books. I don't read books much at all. Not much.
Titans were like the They were the level
So-
below Greek gods. There were like 12 of them in Greek mythology.
Oh, but I
think.
never knew
Yeah,
what
I
it
think
was.
they're like the So
I knew Opal Titan though.
uh,
It was like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
Opal Guardian.
Yeah.
It's like, words that you usually wouldn't use.
is that no, are they titans in? Is that what they are in the Genesis Evangelion? Is that what they're titans? aren't
They're
they?
angels, no, they're
They're
angels. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
angels.
So we see an ensnaring bridge. For
Jeez,
Ian now,
yeah,
with two
yeah.
cards in it, with one card in hand.
Ian here just has it. He almost has the lock. Like this is
Yeah, so he's looking for a Lantern of Insight, I believe,
yeah.
and then something that mills
Daniel.
mills cards. So look at a Codex Shredder or something like that.
hmm
And then you can see in Daniel's hand, we can see a Boros charm. Can't be used. Not very good.
Well, he can make
Okay,
his stuff
use it.
indestructible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but against Lantern,
You're definitely not gonna
so two Boros charms, in fact.
you're not gonna Boros charm yourself. I don't think so.
Cracks and Arid Mesa. I mean, what are Daniel's outs now? He hopes that he has Destructive Revelry.
Yeah, that's it. That's all he has. But if Ian is able to drop another Leyline of Sanctity, like it's just gonna go super super long.
Yeah, and we're gonna see
A second. This feels like a bad idea, but I think
Second
you
Eidolon
should.
of
No,
the
no.
Great
Actually, no. This is a brilliant idea.
So you're hoping that now Ian has to
Start
can't play-
casting spells. Yeah.
Start casting spells, and you can stack up the damage with the Eidolon of the Great Revel.
Mm-hmm. Ian, stop drawing lands.
Oh, yeah.
Stop drawing lands.
Ian, stop cheating. Oh wow! So Lava Spike, two Boros charms,
It's
and
not
I
gonna
think
be,
and I think and two lands in hand as well. So he's going to play Wooded Foothills.
not gonna be enough. I'm afraid. Like this is tough. This is tough to watch, man. Daniel, come on, you can do it.
You sort of with Lantern, there's always a feeling of helplessness as sort of like
As the game goes on,
as it-
right?
as
Like
it slowly, but it slowly becomes more and more out of your control,
yeah.
and you sit there, but you draw a card every turn. So it's not like you're not playing. You draw a card every turn. You look and you can,
Mhm.
and you're like, but you can't do anything because you're at the mercy. Because Ian can see the top of Daniel's deck. He can control what he draws. So Daniel has some agency.
Yeah, that's
Not
right.
as much agency because of the Leyline of Sanctity, but he has some agency. He can still, but that's you just feel your life ebbing away slowly.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Oh. There we go. Okay. We got it back. Yeah, I was like they touched that. Okay, so that was cool. If you notice that last frame there,
Yeah, it was,
they like touched hands.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's sweet. And then like that's a bit too long. Now that's creepy.
Yeah.
and then I'm like,
It says the government censorship.
like, okay.
Oh
that
wow!
must
So there's
be-
a Destructive Reverie on top of Daniel's
wow,
deck. And he's
and
gonna draw.
able to draw it.
And there's another Destructive Reverie as well. Wow.
Oh,
So
yeah,
Daniel,
that Pixis just not gonna cut it. Not enough.
So Daniel now, what does he target with his Destructive Reverie?
So first go for the. I think you go for the
Leyline of
the Leyline of Sanctity.
So,
Yeah.
so the card he sacrificed was a welding jar.
Yep.
Which is sacrifice it, regenerate target artifact,
Mm-hmm.
and that provides regeneration, or we don't see it in Magic anymore, but it allows him doesn't die basically. The artifact doesn't get destroyed.
Yep.
But
I was surprised. Like you should have gone for the Leyline of Sanctity.
yeah, I think so as well, because you basically have 11 points of burn in your hand.
Yeah.
you can burn
No,
and
but you might die
Oh,
first
to
because
the,
you're.
to the Eidolon of the Great Revel. Yeah.
That's why. Yeah. So now we. Yep. He takes some damage from the.
Yeah, he's reading it.
From the Destructive Revelry. He does take 3 points of damage because Destructive Revelry
It
just
deals-
doesn't
yeah.
target, it just deals to the controller of the artifact.
Yep.
3 points
So
of damage.
the artifact doesn't have to be destroyed. Sorry, for 3 damage to be dealt.
Yep.
A tenuous situation for Daniel here. He really has to balance.
I'm surprised he didn't go for the Leyline of the Sanctity there, I think. Unless, of course, we are reading Destructive Revelry wrongly. Let's check.
No, destroy. Yeah, so we're going to bring it up on screen.
So destroy target artifact or
or
enchantment, yeah, and deals 2 damage to target creature or player. The
Target
permanent's
controller. So you see a Codex Shredder now from Ian, and just taking that second Destructive Reverie away.
Oh, this is tough. Like Ian, like he's dying to those Eidolons.
Yeah.
Like he needs to kill Daniel soon.
But the problem with the Lantern deck is it isn't a quick kill.
Yeah.
It's a slow, painful kill.
Slow. Yeah.
So because he needs to either find a win condition or he needs to mill Daniel out.
And he needs to gain life. Like he
Yeah.
doesn't have the what's that? The Inventor's Fair.
Yep.
To gain him back some life. Like there is some measure of life.
Yeah.
He's gonna mill that away. Lane Line of Sanctity, something that he can cast.
Yeah.
Hopefully, does he have enough colored mana? Yeah, he does. Okay.
What is that? Yeah.
So what is that? Is that Rolling Thunder? No, I don't think so. Alright, so second Lane Line of Sanctity. So Daniel here just lost the opportunity to just burn his opponent out.
So lightning bolt for Daniel sees another lightning bolt on top.
Jeez, and just passes the turn. So
His hand is so stacked.
I know.
He's
like,
never going to cast any of the
he's-
spells.
Yeah, if he's never gonna. So is that a Shatter? No. What is that card? I'm wondering. Is that Lightning? Oh, there we
there's
go.
there's
Inventor's, yeah.
Inventor's Fair.
Vendor's Fair.
And it's
Attacker's Command. Yeah. So Attacker's Command doesn't target. It just deals 3 damage to all creatures or players.
and that's
So,
it.
Yeah. That was fast.
Yeah, I mean, we
Well, sort of
we
fast.
saw that Ian got the lockdown, as it were, but because of the Eidolon and the Great Revels,
That was
you know, the
amazing. Yeah.
second, you know, it was there was a real tension in Daniel's play because he played second Eidolon of the Great Revel, but
Mm-hmm.
that means that he can't burn his opponent out if
Yeah,
he uses
not-
Destructive Reverie on the Ley Line of Sanctity.
Not effectively, which is probably. I mean, like it's probably why he went for the ensnaring bridge. He would have known, earlier on, but yeah, playing that second Idol of the Great Revel was a great play.
Yeah, I mean, I
Um,
was going to ask you, was it a bad play? Because
No, it wasn't a bad play. But there was a decision. Like I would be hoping to get my. Well, yeah. Actually, no. It's a brilliant decision because, your opponent just hasn't gotten Lantern of Insight yet, which means that they're going to be taking at least 4 points of damage from casting Lantern Insight. All your opponent's stuff is 4 mana or less, and that's going to damage him. And he's got the Ensnaring Bridge down fine. If you're not casting cards, you got cards in your hand, and so I'm just going to swing in and just kill you.
Yeah. And yeah.
What Ian was looking for, he was looking for enough cards to mill plus the Lantern of Insight, such that he'll be taking he just has a land each turn and just lay a land, and be done with that.
Yeah, and in the first game, Daniel was just a bit too quick, and in the second game,
Yeah,
Power of Eidolon and the Great Revel.
yeah, so good, so good.
So moving tack slightly, that was a very
Right.
quick match.
Yeah, okay, I will do. Okay,
Big-
let me do the wrap up, and then we'll go into we'll do a replay, but we'll talk over the replay. Yeah. All right. This is the end of round 2. We're gonna bring up a replay soon, but we'll be here. We'll be here interacting with you in the chat. I don't know if our chat's working or not. But I'm gonna try to get it working. Remember, you can join us every Tuesday, Wednesday, 8 p.m. Singapore time, twitch.tv/GreyOgreGames, replays on youtube.com/GreyOgreGames, and most importantly, do go on down to GreyOgreGames.com to go and find out how you can be part of the invitationals. This year, it's totally different, and we're going to do the rundown on Sunday before the 2017 invitationals. Yeah. All right, we'll here. I'm just gonna put on replay. So give me a second. You wanted to ask a question, right?
Yeah. So let's move tack away from modern slightly.
Right.
Let's talk about that other formats do exist. They do. We don't acknowledge them on Wednesdays, but they do exist. Standard this week.
Right.
4 bands.
Holy smokes!
Big news. So
Bigly.
yeah.
Massively bigly.
Rogue Refiner, Attune with Ether, Ramunap Ruins, and Rampaging Ferocidon.
Hello,
Banned in
everyone,
Standard.
and welcome back.
Do you like it?
Okay, so
Strap in, guys. This is
No.
gonna be.
all right. I don't understand Rampaging Ferocidon. I don't understand Ramunap Ruins. Yes, it's an oppressive deck. Yes, this is a creature format. You don't have things like Storm. You don't have, Storm the Vault combo. You don't have, I don't know, Ad Nauseam or whatever combo decks. Fine, you just don't. It's a creature format. Rampaging Ferocidon in a creature format. Hey, guess what? It's pretty good. 3 mana, you can't gain life. You're going to take life every turn? Yeah, sure. I understand, maybe Rampaging Ferocidon. But what about Ramunap Ruins? I don't get why that card should be banned. Like, it's innocuous. Yes, it is a way for red decks to get the last piece of damage. Like, you gave them this tool, leave it, give it to them. Like, its power is that you pay for mana, I'm going to deal you, 2 damage. You give up a land, of course, and...
So I think there's a lot to unpack here.
Yeah.
I think there's and we can circle back to whether it was the right cards for energy and whether Rampaging.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to start with the mono red.
Yeah,
first.
so let's start with.
You want to start with the?
Yeah, I want to start. We'll start with.
Let's start with Rampaging.
So let's start. Okay, so let's start Rampaging Frostun. Okay.
Right.
So I think that and Ramunap Ruins are sort of like together. Okay, so Ramunap Ruins.
How are they together?
I think they banned Ramunap Ruins because it was the reach. Okay, and it's something giving a land what is quite a powerful ability, so to deal 2 damage, and it's repeatable as well, as long as you have deserts. And the deck does play 8 to 10 deserts. It's got the full playset Ramunap Ruins, Sunspot deserts, Scavenger Grams as well. So you have a lot of ways to deal those points of damage. It's sort of flood protection in a sense, because if you draw lots of lands and you have Ramunap Ruins, you can just sacrifice the ruins.
Yeah,
so it's quite powerful. And the data that they presented was that Ramunap Ruins was the best deck in Standard, apart from against Teamer Energy. Yeah. So if you take away Team Energy, then automatically
Ramunap Ruins goes
good.
Okay, fine.
Red.
No, but I don't understand why you would get rid of the Ramunap Ruins itself. Like, I understand Rampaging Ferocidon because
so I think, let's think about
that gives you less outs against the red deck. I can't gain life. Life Goes On is such an insane life gain card. Gain 8 life for 1 mana.
And stuff like, if one were to be cynical, vampires in Ixalan, the big theme they have is life gain.
Yeah.
And the Rampaging Frostun just completely
shuts down an entire tribe.
Them, yeah.
Okay, I understand the Rampaging Frostun.
But the ruins, I think, what are the other cards they talked about in the article, the ban article? They talked about the other cards they could have banned. Hazaret was one of them. And they said something along the lines of, if you ban Hazaret or Bomat Courier, the play patterns of the deck change. And that isn't the same deck anymore. So you need the 1-drops. If you take away Bomat Courier, you probably don't have the density of 1-drops that you need. So the deck shifts towards more of the Ben Stark sort of mountain-esque that had Sand Strangler, like the mono-red, but bigger mono-red.
Right.
And if you take away Hazaret, then your end game is completely different. You need to find a new way to win. So be it you play Glorybringers, but that's an extra mana. So there's this curve consideration. To be more cynical, Hazaret is a mythic. And costs a lot more money than Ramunap Ruins. And if you were to ban, it's bad precedent. They did it with Emrakul. They banned the mythic, which was the face of the set, but it was too powerful. Yeah. But if you keep banning these mythics that people have spent money on, it leaves a very bad taste. Whereas if you ban an uncommon that,
I don't agree. Like, okay, Rampaging Ferocidon could go. Ramunap Ruins is just the inevitability that I'm going to get ya. Like, next turn, the game is over. You're at 2 life. The guy's got Ramunap Ruins and 5 more mana.
I'm not sure they want Standard decks to have that. I think they want. I think Standard is like the mid-range creature deck format.
You gave us Ulamog, and you gave us what's that? What's that guy's name?
Which one?
Elder Deep Fiend, and what's this thing? Like, that's a cast trigger. That's on the stack cast trigger. You cannot counter that unless you have disallow.
Yeah.
Which we actually do have disallow. I'm just saying. Or summary dismissal. For a period of time, summary dismissal was the hottest selling card because it could combat all these like shenanigans that people are playing. So why aren't we using dismiss or?
I just think that putting an ability like that on a land is very powerful.
I know it's very powerful, but you should...
And I think that's probably why
it's powerful. Yeah, that's the whole point of just.
But maybe a little bit too powerful. And I think they did it. They did it the same way they did the bans when Smuggler's Copter and Emrakul got banned, where they banned Reflector Mage because they realized that once they banned the first 2 cards, that deck, the Reflector Mage deck, would be the best deck. So they're like, well, we've got to ban something from that as well, because otherwise you just get back into the same situation when we have another best quote unquote deck, and this is we'll knock a piece out, and I think that's part of the the red deck. The red deck does have to change now, I think.
I don't think the
Or
red
you
deck
don't-
has to
you
change.
don't think it has to change?
Ramrod Ruins was a very powerful part of it, but usually it's just to get in that last 2 points of damage.
Yeah, but where do they come from now, though? That's what I'm saying. Is
You
that they
play
don't
less,
come-
yeah.
They don't come from. They have to come from somewhere else. And
That's
there's
true.
No, and you need to put more lands in your deck, but that means the amount of cards you have available to deal the damage is the same. So you can put something in for the Ferocity, but there's no.
It's probably going to go the way of unlicensed disintegration. So it's going to go back like red black,
Okay.
red black like vehicle aggression deck, or we go back to the Mardu.
So
this thing.
I don't necessarily know.
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it goes
okay,
back-
yeah. I guess it has to change. Yeah,
I don't think it goes back to Mardu because I think Mardu loved I think part of the draw of Mardu was presumably the Gideon.
yeah, okay, yeah.
So,
So
but it goes to red. It goes to some sort of aggressive deck, or
correct.
they go bigger perhaps, and they just play like more. They play lots of Chandras, they play Hazarets, they play Glorybringers. They
Right,
go much
yeah.
more mid-rangey, maybe like 2 Hazarets, and
And then
the
a few
Glorybringers.
Chandras and
Yeah.
Glorybringers. Yeah,
so,
that's
so
right.
you're like, well, I'm gonna. And what we had, where I saw, like I said, the Ben Stark red deck had like Sand Stranglers to deserts. I've got
Right.
deserts anyway, incidental damage. Play
They go,
the
yeah, they
deserts
go a bit slower.
Yeah.
They go a bit slower because you now don't have to raise your opponent to get them down to 2 or 4 life by turn 5. Turn 5, and then after that you lay another desert, and I'm going to shoot you for 2, and then turn 6 I'm going to lay another desert, shoot you for 2. So yeah, I guess you're right. Like it has to change a little bit, but I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's hard. And
It's
so
hard.
I guess the biggest thing was, what we haven't talked about yet is the energy deck.
okay.
So
All right.
Attune with Ether, gone. Rogue Refiner, gone.
Oh man, Rogue
They-
Refiner. I'm so sad.
You're so sad. So they left, but there's there were a couple other cards that were potentially on the chopping block. Whirl
Yeah.
of Virtuoso,
Whirl of Virtuoso,
still
yeah.
here. Aether Hub, still here.
Still there, yeah.
I mean,
no,
what-
Aether Hub is fine. I think.
I mean, I guess the first question is, are they the right bans? Should
Okay.
they have banned more? Should they have banned less?
Okay, so let's start off with you see, these are the conversations that I usually have on the podcast, and people have been there have been people who come up to me locally. I assume nobody listens to this podcast because it's just two, 3 crazy people just talking.
Now
talking trash.
And
And now people are like, "Hey man, what's the next episode podcast, man? I need my no."
And
sorry,
now
but-
the time after a quick game on the stream allows us to talk about these important issues in the
Yeah.
Magic community.
I've been wanting to just do these segments, sidetrack from our sidetrack topic, but I used to do these segments called Snap Judgment, where the minute the news comes out, that night itself, I'm just going to record a video and then just and then push it out.
Just get shouted.
Snap Judgment,
But
but,
moving back to the
yeah.
energy ban,
So
2 cards, are they the right ones?
all right, this is what happens when you create a new resource in Magic the Gathering, a new resource that you cannot interact with.
So they are not good at this. The
They-
recent history showing that they haven't quite tuned it right.
No, I think it was okay all the way up to Kaladesh. You had what's Innistrad, Shadows over Innistrad and Eldritch Moon with Madness. The sets before that had some discard cards. Innistrad was full of discard this and then do this happens. And then finally, the next set, which was Kaladesh, you had, Cathartic Reunion, one of the most powerful, Tormenting Voice, Tormenting Voice Plus, and to activate your Madness. But those were what you call it, the
enablers,
mechanics,
Yeah.
Those were mechanics that could interact between sets. And now you have this new mechanic, Energy. Whoa, fantastic! When we first started playing Kaladesh and we played limited Kaladesh, I just kept playing because, man, I loved it. I was like, man, this is an awesome thing. You get to build an energy deck and go crazy and have a whole bunch, just have lots of fun, just manipulating energy.
Woodweaver's Puzzle Nut.
Woodweaver's
That
Puzzle
one.
Nut into what's that? The Marvel, Works Marvel and stuff like that. So
I think what you're looking for is, energy is what they call it, a parasitic mechanic, where it requires more of its own cards. It doesn't play nicely with other sets. So what you're saying about Discard of Madness, that's a real thematic. It plays across sets, whereas energy only cares about
comes from Color Dash and
energy.
Comes,
It only cares about energy.
And that's the thing, like, I did mention this before in one of the podcasts. I loved Color Dash Limited because there were only 3 new mechanics. There was energy. There was what was it? What was the other 2 mechanics? I forget.
So they have vehicles in Kaladesh.
Oh yeah,
the first time.
Energy, vehicles, and is it energy, vehicles? I forget what's the last one. But anyway, yeah, this like only 3 mechanics, and I love that in a new set you only introduce such a limited range of mechanics to the set, and that's why it was so fun to play. Like, you didn't have to concentrate on, like, oh man, I got to get the vampires and I got to get the merfolk. I want to do the madness things, but I also need the graveyard stuff if I'm discarding into the graveyard. Those were very, like, complicated mechanics, which also were very fun to draft, but you really needed, like, the moon and the stars to fall into place such that you can make, like, that insane deck. Whereas in Color Dash, like, you could just make any old deck. And now, a year on, we're seeing that energy is this thing that, all right, there were not a lot of mechanics in that deck, in that format. It's only because, like you said, you need stuff that produce energy and you need stuff that consume energy, and they have to come from the same deck.
Yeah.
They have to come from the same set.
And I think what they've done, so I think you summed that up really well. So the energy deck requires cards that make energy and cards that consume energy.
Yeah.
And the cards that consume energy are Whirler Virtuoso, Bristling Hydra.
Yep.
They're
Long Tusk Cub.
And Long Tusk Cub.
Yep.
But Long Tusk Cub sort of makes its own energy. And then the cards that make energy are Achievement Aether.
Yeah.
And it gives you a land to your hand. And also Rogue Refiner, which is a 3/2 creature for
It
1 green blue.
draws you a
and
card,
draws
gets
you
you
a card.
free resource.
So it not only gives you
Card
energy,
advantage.
it gives you card advantage and a body as well.
Jeez.
So that's and what they've done, I think, with these bans is they've identified that the energy deck requires these 2 parts, making energy and using it, and they've taken away the cards that make energy, or it limits it because Bristling Hydra. It will give you 3 energy, but that's only 1 activation.
Right.
Whereas what the deck needed, what the deck did was it made loads of energy, and then it allowed you to Bristling Hydra 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Or it allowed you to harness lightning a creature for 7 damage because you just have this pot of energy that the Rogue Refiner isn't using, that the Attunement Ether isn't using.
Right, yeah.
And that's what they're doing. They've stripped that away, and they've kept it to, I think, what they wanted it to be was a card made energy enough for
and then you can
1
use
2 activations.
Yeah.
And that was it. Whereas, these cards were getting abused.
Yeah, I like that, how you put that into that perspective. Like, you gain too much energy, like there's surplus. Like what you wanted was this trade-off between this guy produces energy, this other guy can, both of them produce energy, but both of them also use energy. So where do I put this energy to?
Yeah.
This resource is not scarce enough. This was something that you could generate too much, too much advantage, and that resource allowed you to gain that advantage. Attune with Ada on turn 1 is essentially drawing A gets you to fix your lands. B draws a land out of your deck, which means that you're not drawing that land anymore. And C, most importantly, gives you 2 points of energy. Like, wow.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting. I think in the round they did. It's a difficult decision. They've banned 9 cards in the past 2 years or a year and a half. It's not been the greatest period in Standard
for
history.
Standard, yeah.
I mean, I saw something online that goes, when someone in 10 years' time asks you to show you the ban cards and you see Attune with Ether next to Arcbound Ravager or Stoneforge Mystic, it's like, how do you explain that one of these are the same things funded? These are
these.
And they have changed their ban list philosophy. Like they said that they're gonna, when they moved away from the quicker rotation, they said they might ban stuff more often. Just because they think that
it was built for a period of time where we assume that it's going to be.
They wouldn't, and the part of the problem is that Kaladesh block is so much more powerful. The cards in Kaladesh block are so much more powerful than the cards in Amonkhet.
Yeah.
and so much
For
more
sure.
powerful than Ixalan. I mean, Ixalan is less powerful than Amonkhet.
Mhm.
I think personally, I think the card, there are some powerful cards in Amonkhet that once Kaladesh goes or now will presumably see more play. But Ixalan cards need sort of like a critical mass of tribes to do well in Standard.
Yeah.
Now they can seed those tribes into other sets, so you can put like a
There's-
dinosaur somewhere, or you can put a merfolk in Kaladesh or
There's
something.
one pirate in
Oh, yeah.
Kaladesh.
There's a Karizev.
Karizev, that's it.
Yeah.
The only maybe I'm coding this wrongly. The only pirate in Kaladesh. Like what? Yeah, sure. You can sneak merfolk
That's
into.
not true. That's not true. There's the 2/1 flyer that makes additional counter and is
Oh,
that not
free
a
sale.
pirate?
No. Okay, so there are
Yeah,
few. There are
there's
few, but
incidental parts. But what I'm saying is you can seed tribally
right
different
into
sets,
other
whereas
sets.
you cannot seed energy or a
Correct,
card that
yeah.
interacts with energy into. You can't put removal energy from on a card on Amonkhet because it's
like
just what is
Dominaria.
going on? Like,
Like you
it's
go to Dominaria,
and-
like they're
unless-
still using energy.
unless
It's
it's
like,
something like Hex Parasite that they had in New Phyrexia, which removed counters from things.
yeah.
So you could remove counters from planeswalkers, but you could also remove
From
+1/+1
players,
counters. Yeah. So
Oh,
you-
but you can't. Dude, can you imagine poison? Like how difficult?
yeah, but
poison is supposed to be like forever. You
Yeah.
have some poison. Can you imagine you get like hex parasite that targets players?
well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's very difficult, and you summed up perfectly. It's very difficult to put a card into a later set that interacts with that sort of
That
right mechanic.
specifically
But
interacts
it's
with
just
that.
such a
side.
shoehorn, and it doesn't really work because
Mm.
you just look at it and go, "This doesn't make any sense in the
I'm
context." of
okay.
the-
So I believe they tried. It looks like they tried. Like was it Solemnity?
Oh, Solemnity.
Yeah, Solemnity is like a nice effort. Cool, but it's only in white. Doesn't affect everything else.
Yeah.
If you want to play against the energy deck, you gotta play Solemnity main board. Like that's not
And
gonna
the
happen.
difficulties as well is that if the deck is so good, so if everyone's playing Team Energy, it's the
Yeah.
best deck. No one's going to play white anyway because
Yeah,
everyone's
exactly.
gonna
You'll be
play
playing
Team
Team Energy.
and you just tune. You become an an increasingly inbred meta game that
Mhm.
is like, how do I tune my Team Energy deck
To
beat
beat
the
your
other
team?
Team Energy decks? And then like, well, if they're doing that, then how do I do that? And
Yeah.
you rarely see that sort of metagaming in Magic
Yeah.
because there's never, for a very long time there hasn't been a deck. There's just one deck that's incredibly dominant. Like even when it was Return to Ravnica and it was mono blue versus mono black,
Mhm.
there were those were the main two decks, but there were other decks as well.
Yeah.
You have to look at other card games to see where decks like that are so dominant that people do it. But
Oh.
it is I don't know how to feel. I don't play Standard. I would be annoyed, I think, if I played Standard.
So I played Standard like one time last season.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, but I would.
But I felt the power.
But if I played Standard every Friday,
uh-huh.
I guess no one would be playing with me because no one wants to play.
Nobody,
My Team
nobody
Energy
wants to play
deck,
Team
right?
Energy
No one wants
all
to
the
play
time.
no one wants to sit down and play. It's the same thing that happened with Sahili Rai, I think, and the
Dark
Dark
Cat?
Guardian. Everyone was just playing. If you went,
No, but I think the deck was a bit like that. That format was a little bit more diverse because you had answers.
yeah,
Like you had like walking.
but you
like
had to
everybody
have the
wanted.
answer. You had to have the answer.
I mean, like you always have to have the answer, right?
But you needed to have the answer on turn 4
4.
or turn 3 if they were on the play. So you because at least the Team Energy, the game doesn't end on that turn, right? The Team Energy isn't going to win the game on turn 4, but it's going to beat you eventually. Whereas
That's-
whereas the
yeah.
combo will if you're unopposed and they just go turn 3 Sahili, turn 4 Felidar Guardian, I've won. You need to have the answer then, or they just combo off, and at least the games in that format were quicker.
That's true. That's true. That would be
But
nice.
if I was playing Standard, I don't know how I feel. I mean, you just keep seeing. You're like, why do I play this format? It just keeps seeing, like the best deck gets perpetually hit if it's too good.
So what's the difference between that and then turn 3 turn 3 Khan?
Not much. But at least
Yeah,
in modern,
exactly.
At least in
So-
modern, but at least in modern, you know what you're getting into. But that's the reality. As at least in modern, you know what you're getting into.
Modern is the promised land where you can come in and play any
Well, that's-
crazy
that's-
deck that you
That's the whole
want.
point, right? Is that the unspoken promise of modern, to a certain extent, not to every extent, is that you can play whatever you want as long as it's not banned.
As long as it's not banned.
Well, as long as it's not, you can play.
No, but
you
yeah,
can
you can't
control.
play. You can't play everything. Like there are some cards that just are or not some cards. Some decks that are just like totally hated out in modern, or like not fast enough, or I have to accommodate for for the monorail or for the monoburn, and yeah, just So what's the difference between that? Like, it's just a more powerful.
Yeah, I think what people think about modern is that there's more diversity, and we see that on the
There's
stream.
more diversity.
We see
yeah.
that on the stream every week. Because if you want to play a deck, you can play it, and it can win games
Mm.
because it will naturally have some matchups that are good that you will face some percentage of the time.
True.
All decks can. All the decks have in modern have individually and collectively powerful cards, more powerful than standards.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get wins by having powerful cards that don't necessarily do something like a Tarmogoyf
Yeah.
can just win you.
Just
the game,
like
right?
you land turn 2
Play
Tarmogoyf,
and just attack 4 times.
turn one Thought Seize, turn 2 Tarmogoyf. Yeah, okay, what you
It doesn't
got, bro?
require much synergy. It just requires you to have a very powerful card, of which there aren't many in standard that rival that. Just the amount of power that's it can encapsulated in one card.
Okay.
So
yeah, okay.
it's hard though. I mean, yeah, but if you're playing standard,
And then the opponent goes like turn 3, I got Nitrotron, exile your Tarmogoyf.
yeah. I mean, sometimes they've got natural
Scratch
throw,
nose?
right? Yeah. but that you're playing modern. You have to accept some.
Okay, yeah, you know what you're getting into, but you
Yeah.
know at the same time, like
I think people see standards supposed to be like the big entry level format or the beginner format or the most
Yeah, but-
popular format but
but you
should have a
can't.
different range of decks.
That's right, but you can't expect it to just have like infinite number of decks because there's not infinite number of cards.
No,
Like
no,
you're
I
comparing
agree,
it to
but I think
modern.
what people want is that they have
The ability to play like the
3 or
jank
4
deck.
3 or 4 main decks that are good against each other. Have an aggro deck, a mid-range deck, a control deck.
I mean, okay, so the past season there were 3 or 4 decks that were pretty good against each other. Like you had Ramanat Red, you had God Pharaoh's Gift, you had Sultai Energy, and you had Tima Energy or 4 color energy. Oh, actually, no, you have 5 decks. Wow, Tima Energy, 4 color, Tima Energy,
Unfortunately,
Sultai
Team
Energy
was
is
the best of those decks. And
no. Sultai Energy is like clearly.
I don't think
the
the
winner.
data bears that out.
Yeah, the data doesn't, but Sultai Energy is like so much more aggressive.
Anecdotal evidence.
Yeah, anecdotal,
personally,
yeah.
right? But yeah, I think that sort of brings. One more question I have for you is:
What?
Do you think this level of banning is sustainable in the long term for standards?
No, for sure not.
You think
For
they've got to clean up
sure.
their act?
Bring back Smuggler's Copter, maybe.
Actually, this
Got-
is, can stuff come off the ban list? Smuggler's Copter would be
It should.
very unappealing in a Team Energy format, I assume.
You gotta bring some stuff back. Like there's no reason why you should.
Shake it up, Wizards.
Yeah,
It's like in modern, people always they don't want to see stuff banned. They want to see stuff
unbanned, right?
Oh, Jason Mind Sculpt will be fine.
So now
There's always
now
someone
we
on the
come to this
internet.
conversation where, man, I wish this was unbanned, which is kind of weird because they banned it in the first place.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, man, I wish Smuggler's Copter was banned. Man, I wish it was unbanned now, though.
yeah, now
Completely
it's
different
unbanned.
format,
Yeah,
No, but I
that's
think,
dumb.
I think,
And then 3 months later, man, I wish this was banned.
yeah, I think, yeah, what was it, the Golgari Grave Troll syndrome? Oh, this is totally fine.
No, ban it,
very
ban it.
quickly.
And then unban it. It's like ban it again.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think the conversation of what should be unbanned and modern is one for another day.
Man, no. We should never have this conversation because every card should be unbanned in modern.
You like that?
Full stop, yeah.
It's chaos.
Oh man.
They tried that, didn't they?
The-
Modern Pro Tour had a very lax ban list, and people just killed on turn 2. Infect into blazing shoal. That's what it was, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like
that's
I'll
right.
exile my Progenitus to my blazing shoal,
And
deal
just
10 infect to
kill
you
you.
on turn 2. Oh, brilliant! Right, okay, game 2. Well, I can have lunch now. 'cause it's over in 4 minutes. This game. Or
No, they sideboard. Come on, man. They sideboard like 10 minutes. around.
yeah.
They're
So it's-
pros, man. They're pros.
Yeah, so but I think that's a wider conversation for another day.
Yeah. Okay, we will come back in about 7 minutes, and I'll put you. Yeah, I should queue up another. Replay because this is not gonna last another 8 minutes. They have in the store. Let me see. Round 3. Are we going to round 3 already? Yeah, we are. Okay. All right. New game. Oh, it's
last
it's
week.
yeah. Philippe
Clergerie.
Jerry.
There you go.
Jerry.
Apparently so. Just asked.
Ah, okay.
De la Clergerie.
Yeah, why did he tell us that? Like I do a perfect French impersonation.
Like, wow, where did Mick go, and who is this
who's
French person? Yeah.
who is this Frenchy man? Oui. I always go up to my French friends. So we went to summer school together, and there was this whole group of French students. And I go up to them and like after we've become friends, and I say, I have this really bad stereotype or like view of French people, where everyone, including women, laugh like this. Oh, and then they proceed to like the whole group is like, oh, correct, sir. I was like, oh, okay. You have a good sense of humor.
As a British person, I'm not going to make any further comments about our, our cross-channel neighbours.
They make fun of you all the time.
Please let us stay in the EU. That's all right.
Please let us stay in the EU. All right, we'll be right back, so don't go away.
Tapped into Steam vents. Tapped.
And like piratic rituals and sleight of hand.
And then sleight of hand,
sure.
yeah.
Okay.
Well, 9th edition sleight of hand, though. Didn't know how to feel about that.
Dim Sum Box saying, Dim Sum Boy X saying, go Ken, Jun for the win. The red one better. Which one red one better? Oh, the red sleeves.
So
there's the orange one, there's the yellow one.
Right.
So what's the difference? What's the difference between like the orange and the red and the yellow sleeve? Don't understand.
Right, here we go. So,
wow, okay,
Inquisition. Kozilek says 2 pyretic rituals, is that?
Yeah.
2 pyretic rituals, another sleight of hand, an electromancer, and a Baral.
Sure, I'm just gonna take your Baral.
Wow, that's a good hand though.
Yeah, because man. If there was no interaction on Ken's side, like he'd be dead turn 3.
That is a good hand. What's he missing? He's missing
gifts ungiven.
Yeah, gifts.
That's it. That's all.
Just something to go off with.
Yeah. Okay. So sleight of hand. Let's see.
Sleight of hand, yeah. So, sleight of hand, look at the top 2 cards of your library, put 1 into your hand, put 1 on the bottom.
So, I think you bottom the grape shot, take the ritual.
Oh, yeah, I don't think you want the grape shot, do you?
You could. I mean, you could keep the grape shot, but you have to go and get, what's his name?
Burrell? Is that the
no, gifts ungiven.
Gifts ungiven, yeah.
Because then you get a search up, and then you get a search up.
Yeah, I think you just dig it. So we're going to see another Inquisition, which is a desperate ritual and a remand.
Yeah,
so to take the Goblin Electromancer.
I'm curious. Why did he take the Goblin Electromancer? Because he can deal with that. Unfortunately, he didn't draw any mana or any lands this turn, so can't really deal with that. And Ken here just going to not be able to play any magic until he draws, another land.
Yeah, so Stomping Grounds untapped. And then, wow, his hand is quite good, though.
Stack.
Yeah, so I think he's going to play Dot Confident. Yep.
And that's going to be remanded. No? No? Yes? No?
Do you like remanding it here?
Okay. I would like remanding it here because I just want to draw. I want to draw cards.
Card. Okay. So he doesn't remind it. He did. I don't think Philip drew land there.
Yeah, and this is where it gets out of hand, because now Ken has drawn another land, which means that he can
play. So he drew a Liliana of the Veil as well. I don't think he plays that into the remand.
Oh, for sure not.
So he's got a Thoughtseize. Ken's got a Thoughtseize as well.
So he'll probably go Thoughtseize and then Scavenging Ooze.
Yeah, so Thoughtseize just see the last 2 cards that Philip has, and then presumably take the remand. Because
you can leave the remand. I think
but do you want to clear the remand so you can play the Liliana? Because surely the Liliana is just so good in this matchup, just shredding the hand.
No, I don't think so. I think you drop the Scavenging Ooze and then you gun it.
Okay, so you want to okay.
Unless there's nothing else in hand. If there's nothing else that Philippe here has in hand.
Well, so he's attacking for 2. So, yep, and we're going to see what his play is.
Thoughtseize followed by a 2-drop. If you had the Tarmogoyf, I would have just gone for the Tarmogoyf.
So I think he's on the Mick plan of attack.
Okay,
so see
he might
remand the Scavenging Ooze,
and then now you cast the.
But he's past the turn. He didn't play the Thoughtseize. Oh, that's interesting.
Wow, okay. All right. Okay. So.
Or did he? No. So Philip's drawn off the remand, and we'll see if he plays the Thoughtseize. He's looking at it. He's looking at it longingly.
Oh, okay. Now I understand why there's micro shakes Because there's a giant.
There's a
climb
a man
the
with
pole,
a man with one leg holding on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Ken's still debating.
No, I think didn't he pass the turn? No, he didn't.
No, I think.
You know, I would strip the hand like.
Or are we in Philip's now in his? Are we in his?
No, I don't think so. Like Philip would have just untapped. So here's the weird thing. Like I would have, if according to that line of play, the remands in hand. You just want him to use it to draw a card, and then you use the thought seize.
Yeah, to
go
see,
and find out what your opponent drew. Right?
I mean, for Ken, what's the downside of playing the thought seize here? His life total doesn't matter. I guess it's 2 less grape shots that you need, but in the grand scheme of things, the Storm deck is going to get to that number anyway. Well, if it can get to 13, presumably it can get to 15.
So the scary thing is that if Philippe here had drawn a if he had drawn a mana reduction guy, right? Sure, you got a lightning bolt to deal with it, but sometimes you just can't stop it. Like all these spells, they just go off at instant speed. So here we go. So 2, wow.
Yeah. So Anger on 40k in the chat said he had the bolt he wanted to keep up and then seize his next turn. It could be better if he has the 4th land, which he does have the 4th land. So you see
that's true.
Into presumably Liliana, but the hand. So Philippe's hand now, 3 rituals, 2 gifts and givens, and a Noxious Revival.
All he needs is a mana reduction guy. That's all.
Yeah.
Like, that's all he wants. Like one times mana reduction guy, and he can go. He can fire off. A mana morphos would be good, but not entirely necessary. And actually now I would prefer to not cast the Liliana.
Oh wow.
Jeez. I would prefer to just cast the Scavenging Ooze and put a clock. Like, you've got 2 creatures on his side of the on his side of the field that's in the graveyard already. So, triple ritual definitely could be enough.
Yeah, so Scavenging Ooze goes to the graveyard. Ken's got 2nd Scavenging Ooze in hand, so.
But of course, Philip doesn't know that, so. But now that you mentioned it, keeping that lightning bolt up is very important. Right. Hello everyone and welcome back to the bigger screen. Welcome back to round 3 of our weekly Modern tournament. It's More Than Modern. My name is Mick. I'm one of your hosts alongside the suit, Mr. James Church Morley.
Round 3, Mick.
Round 3.
Winding down our Wednesday evening.
Yeah. It might seem like we do not have any players in the store. Actually, today we have
We have 30 people
30
playing Modern.
people playing Modern on a Wednesday night at the beginning of the year.
It's positive.
Yeah.
That's good. It's good. People like Modern.
Yeah. We always see Danny Seed, but then
he's always playing a different deck as well. I'm not sure they're his decks, but I'm sure he's playing a different deck.
That's good. That's good. For those of you who are the invitationals, maybe Danny's going to be playing this deck. Who knows?
What? So this is
Grixis Death Shadow.
This is Grixis Death Shadow.
There's got to be
is
GDS.
this his testing. Is this what he's doing? He's
It's probably his testing, yeah. So he's actually sabotaging himself. No, but what I like about Danny, is that he always says like, "Oh, put me on the stream, man. Put me on the stream." He goes back and he watches the stream, and he watches like how well / poorly he played, and like what he could have done to win and what he could have done to lose. And that's what this is all about. Like we always, the reason why we're here every Wednesday night is to watch people play and then comment about it. Like, and then we think, okay, this is a good play, this is a bad play, so forth and so on. Odani Tashawn Paulson, hello from Jamaica. Yeah, hello there. How did you land up here?
So that's a trip down a rabbit hole that's got you to somewhere.
Yeah, you clicked on way too many links, sir. It is probably 7 o'clock in the morning.
7, 8 o'clock
6,
in the morning. Yeah.
In Jamaica.
Wow, but welcome.
Yeah, go back to sleep.
Yeah,
it's okay.
Yeah,
you are dreaming right now. This is all a fever dream. Yeah. There's Anarchy Soul in the Twitch chat saying, "Dear person in chat, you are beautiful. Whatever is going on in your life right now, please know that you matter and your story is important. You are loved." Thank you very much.
I'm not. Is that for us?
I am very scared that Anarchy Soul here. This will be Anarchy Soul's last message ever to the world. I am like deathly afraid.
Interesting.
This is what Facebook would flag as
worrisome comment.
a worrisome
comment.
And then do you know that Facebook does that, and then it messages you, it puts it in your notification list that hey man, take a look at this
Happy
comment.
Kitten or
yeah.
I didn't know that. I didn't know it did that.
It has done that to me 3 times.
Why? What have you been posting?
No, it's not me that's been posting. It's other people.
And they're saying, "Oh, this person."
Hey man, take a look at this post, and then
wanna...
whenever I click on the post, it's not like Happy Kittens or like the Voltron or like cool tech stuff. No, it's somebody who's saying either overly nice things, which is also very troubling. Overly nice things with a frowny face, or just stuff that you shouldn't be, should not be swirling around your head. So thanks Facebook for preventing, for being our manual suicide hotline. Yeah, I'm gonna put it out there that this is,
So yeah.
But Anarchy, so if you're still here in the chat, I
stay. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah. So moving on, I guess circling back to our game. So you said that Danny was on Grixis Death Shadow. I think he's actually on the Mardu.
No, he's on Mardu Pyromancer.
Mardu Pyromancer.
Oh, this deck has been doing
I think we
damage.
spoke about it. We saw it last week.
We saw David play.
We saw David play, and then the weekend that Sunday it made top 4 at GP Santa Clara. Yeah, one of the guys in the modern team. Obviously, the meta game there is slightly different, but people have been picking it up. Sort of what it does. Young Pyromancer. They play Young Pyromancer. They play some I guess
they play Blood. Okay, so it's Young Pyromancer and Blood Moon.
Yeah, and
that's
then
it.
And then they have Lingering Souls as well.
Yeah, that literally is the combo.
Yeah,
Young Pyromancer, Blood Moon. Or actually no, the combo is Blood Moon, and then maybe I get then I
combo.
So so powerful, right? Like this.
Yeah.
And then after that, I'm just gonna lock you out from playing the game.
Yeah, and we saw Danny. He had Faithless Looting. We've seen the Colligan's Command. We've seen the Inquisition of Kozilek. He looks a bit constrained on mana.
Yeah.
John Paul on the other side is playing Storm,
and
he has lots of lands and lots of cards.
He's got to stop John Paul from dropping a Baral and letting the Baral stick.
So on turn 1, we saw Danny Inquisition of Kozilek and take a Baral out of John Paul's hands.
That is a good decision.
Yeah, I think John Paul's now waiting to find a cost reduction piece.
Yeah.
I think he's got Baral in hand.
Yeah, but then he's got to keep mana up forever.
Yeah, he's
now.
So Danny can't really advance his game plan because he needs to keep the mana available to deal with a Baral or Goblin Electromancer, and he's just sitting there, and he's allowing at each draw step that he has, he allows John Paul to go deeper into the deck, find more lands. Find more action spells.
Exactly.
He's already gift ungiven, found a Manamorphose. It's just and Jumple's hand is stacked.
Yeah.
Jumple's just waiting for the cost reduction creature now.
To just land and then stick on the board. Like, he could have just searched up for like 2 cost reduction creatures.
Yeah. So there's a Fork Bolt dealing 2 damage.
And that's it. Alright, he's just going to pass the turn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Fog Bolt there not going to be doing much. I mean, like,
Yeah,
it's sorcery speed. It's not going to
Only
get
2
rid
damage,
of. Yeah.
And there's a Goblin and Electromancer.
Okay.
It's always
so-
ominous when they pick up the big dice, the Storm player, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Always
that's
ominous.
fun.
They're like, oh, let's just leave that there.
Hello.
There we go. So.
Alright. Response, Lightning Bolt. I'm going to respond by casting. Okay, so here we go. Mana symbols.
Here we go.
Mana symbols.
So do you
and
think
dice.
Jumple goes for it now? Oh, look at that.
Okay, so he's gotta go
Ordering
to-
stack. I love
yeah.
it.
He's going to go like Metamorphose right now.
Yep.
But I don't think that's enough mana.
So he's got a desperate ritual,
Yeah.
no, so a pyretic ritual in hand as well.
Yeah. But that's not instant, right? Pyretic Ritual. Is it? One of them is an instant.
I think pyretic is instant and desperate ritual is a sorcery. Yeah. So pyretic
Alright, okay,
ritual,
yeah, so
1 in a
pyretic-
red for 3 mana, and the desperate ritual 2 in a red for 5 mana.
And that's
Desperate ritual is a sorcery.
okay, so Pyretic Ritual here. And in response to that Pyretic Ritual, so making sure that Jump Poke just can't fire off and get more mana,
Yeah. So
Uh,
now six red mana available.
he's gonna probably Mana Morphose, convert it both to blue mana.
Yep.
So Storm count 5. Now he's got 2 blue,
Yep. Draw a card.
which is ironic that he's using the red dice to use the
You
blue
don't like
mana.
that.
No, I'm fine. I'm like totally fine. Oh, well, yeah, whatever. You can do
And
whatever you
I
want.
think John Paul's thinking that now what do I do? He's got Gifts Ungiven in hand, got a sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand
So
first,
sleight
yeah.
of hand first. So he's going to look at the top 2 cards.
So he wants like mana reduction creature right now.
Doesn't find one. Sees a does a Yavimaya Coast and another ritual, I believe.
Is there another version of Desperate Ritual? Because the arts are kind of weird. Oh, this is from yeah. What is this? This is from Dual Decks, yeah.
Mind versus Might.
Yeah. Okay, and John Popo here just fizzles. Like, he can't do anything. He just grape shots Danny down to 7. Kind of restricts Danny from doing too many things, especially, trying to get fetch lands. The Pyromancer deck does have a lot of fetch lands. It's okay with taking damage, but it can't gain back that life, which John Popo is kind of hoping that Danny will do.
So okay, and wow,
Wow.
Reveler.
Whoa.
So let's bring some. This is really the top end of the deck, and what the deck wants to do is play loads of instant and sorceries and then cast Bedlam Reveler, so 6 red, and
Yep.
it costs 1 less for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard, which are going to go there because instant and sorceries work really well with Young Pyromancer.
I wonder.
Prowess,
I
the thing
wonder.
that everyone misses in the middle, Prowess. No one ever sees that. And then when you enter the battlefield, discard your hand and then draw 3 cards.
This is the second most powerful effect. The first most powerful is, of course, the mana reduction.
Yeah.
Prowess, whatever. I'm getting in for 3 at least.
But the ability to, if you play this as the last card of your hand, you just draw 3 cards. You feel
Yes.
really good about it. Especially
You probably, you pay 2 mana. You pay 2 mana, get a 3/4, and draw 3 cards.
The second thing is it works incidentally with the cards in the Mardu Pyromancer deck. So you, like, Faithless Looting can go to the graveyard.
Right.
Lingering Souls
Lingering Souls
loves being in the graveyard.
which we just saw Danny do.
Yeah. So it's, it's got some really good synergy.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't see much standard play. I think people wanted it in standard, but it didn't quite get there. The deck wasn't there.
I think there was the Grixis. Well, I piloted the Grixis. What you call it? The
Is that the one that had Elder Deep
the
Fiend?
no machine gun deck. What's his name? Oh, there was this guy that you can tap. Something Alchemist. Thermo Alchemist. So that was the Thermo Alchemist deck, and that was insanely fun. That was like just 4 Thermo Alchemists, 4 Fevered Dreams, and then 2 Bedlam Revelers, and then nothing else. Then you just go off, bang, 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 and and have a good time.
So you see Danny now Lingering Souls, make 2 Spirit Tokens,
And bash in for 4.
tap for
Four.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Danny's so
Oh, maybe you forgot the prowess
So I
trigger.
think
I'm not
you've
going to correct him. You can't correct him, by the way. Like, this is considered as a miss trigger, not like.
Okay, so but the responsibility is Danny's to. Yeah, so I think John Paul's looking at it now, doing has it got
Oh, how
brass?
come
Yeah,
you?
yeah.
Yeah. Why
Yeah,
is
so
it
goes down
10?
to
Why is
10,
it
yep,
4?
Yep. And you sort of feel that John Paul, well, he has, it's a 2-turn clock now from Danny,
Mm.
but he's seen a lot of his deck, and he sort of needs to go off sooner rather than later. But he only has, it looks like he's got 2 rituals
And
then 1 more card.
well, he could go ritual, past in flames, but I'm not. Cause yeah, no, he can. All right, so ritual.
Yeah,
All right.
there we go. So desperate
Ritual, and he's got past in flames. So Danny can't interact with this. Like the minute he goes past in flames. All right, so ritual,
Yeah, past in flames.
past in flames. Go to 2 red mana.
So presumably casts.
Then ritual again.
Then
Ritual go to
Manamorphose,
3.
Then then
Manamorphose, you just draw a card. Alright, so ritual to
Yep.
3, ritual to 4. So this gets exiled, ritual to 4.
Yep.
Or desperate piratic ritual to. Yep.
Paratic Ritual goes up to 4 mana, 4 storm count.
Yeah, and that's it. And after that, you
That's
just
it,
grape
just
shot, grape shot Danny to death. Okay.
Yep.
So yep, John Popo like making the quick decision earlier on in the game to just I'm just gonna grape shot you and just wait until I draw
Pass in
a
Flames,
pass
so
in
I can
flames.
just do
Yeah.
it again. And I mean, a bit unorthodox. Normally, you see Storm just go.
And then
off in one
and
go,
then
right, yeah, they just go.
oh, I have no mana reduction. It's okay.
Yeah, I just do it the old-fashioned way. I just cast some rituals, cast past in flames, do it all again, make some great, do some grape shots.
Yeah, but that was quite fortunate for John Popo. Like he needed to draw that land to be able to go off like that. Yeah, because he needed an extra 2 mana for the passing, like to start off that chain of events.
Yeah.
So
And what is this matchup like for the Storm player? Like, do you think they're favoured against something like a Mardu Pyromancer deck, or do you think that there's just too much disruption?
yeah, I think if Danny's on the play, John Popo is in a lot of trouble. Like we saw, was it the monthly or the last chance qualifier or something like that? Like I think it was David. David's hand just got wrecked by discard. Like there goes your Baral. Or I'm going to leave your Baral. You can cast it. I'm just going to bolt it later. There goes your... it wasn't against David. It was against somebody else. There goes your all your combo pieces just going to go to the graveyard. You're not going to have any more your Sleight of Hand, your Seven Visions. And you just can't get away from that. Like a cantrip is just a cantrip. It replaces itself. It doesn't give you card advantage. Not like... what's that card? Actually, no. It doesn't give you... I was thinking of Manamorphose that gives you card advantage. No, it doesn't really give you card advantage. So
Yeah, and we saw in game 1, Danny cast Inquisition of Kozilek taking the
the Baral, yeah.
completely changes the tenor of the game.
Right.
In that John Paul's sitting on lots of spells,
but he can't
he
go
wants,
off.
He wants
and
the Baral, he wants a Goblin Electromancer to reduce all the mana by 1, and then all of a sudden, Manamorphose, pay 1 mana, make 2.
Yeah.
Rituals, pay 1 mana, make 3.
Make 3, yeah,
I
exactly.
love it.
So.
Draw cards, pass in flames. Let's do it all again. Let's get feisty. But just that one discard, and I guess that's where Storm suffers. Is that if Storm's allowed to play by itself, if it's just allowed to sit there.
Oh, that's
uninteractive,
easy.
It's probably
game's too easy.
Yeah, the pilot. It's on the pilot, right?
Right. Yeah.
If they fizzle or they don't do it right, they didn't sequence stuff, or they don't sculpt their hand properly.
Then that's
that's on them rather than being on the game, because there's something like
you make your own luck when you play
Yeah.
Storm. Like you have to make your own luck. Like okay, you only go off when the key pieces are in your hand. Like you want to be able to give some given at the right point of time when you have enough mana. You can't suddenly go off and then start thinking like what I'm going to do. You have to, once you commit to going off, you bloody hell better make sure that you got enough mana to gives and then pass in flames, or gives and ritual pass in flames.
And that's where something like the disrupt. That, again, we've said it before. We say it again. What Black brings to modern hand disruption.
Disruption.
That's what you play. That's what you're playing.
This is
You're playing black for hand disruption.
sorcery speed counter spell.
Yeah, and you're playing. You're playing it for Thoughtseize, Inquisition of Kozilek, and you're playing it for Fatal Push.
Yeah.
Maybe Collective Brutality, which does a mix of both things.
Mm.
Danny there checking his Facebook. Priorities straight.
Nice, yeah.
It's as you know, John Paul still. I think he's still sideboarding, still thinking about what do I want to bring in, what do I want to bring out.
And then he's like, okay, out goes the Blood Moons, and in comes more, fatal pushes if they were in the sideboard. Just what we saw.
Discard,
more discard.
if
The Collective Brutality that we saw going in. Man, Collective Brutality works so well with Lingering Souls. It works so well with Faithless Looting.
Yeah. And so Danny's one of the players in the Invitational, one of the 60 people. Do you think he's playing this deck? Do you think this is his like trial run with the deck? Because we normally see him playing like a humans company, like 4-color humans deck, very aggressive. This is a different tack for him.
Tonight is the last night where you have to submit a deck list.
Yeah.
So
he wants to have a go.
I don't know what Danny's deck list is. I am actually privy to this information. Because we have to do, for those of you who want to join us tomorrow evening at 7:30, we will be streaming the draft live. We'll also be explaining what's going to be happening on Sunday itself. This is a big thing, like $5,000. We're giving away $5,000 to one of the best, the best 16 players that are in Singapore. Sorry, my bad. The best 17 players who have played in this shop, who are from what I'm seeing, could be probably the best 17 players that are in Singapore.
Yeah, they're all better at Magic than I am.
Yeah, they're all better than Magic than we are.
Yeah. It's but yeah, I a 16-person field in Modern leads to some interesting metagaming perspectives. So it's interesting
be really fun.
If people do like their due diligence on the other players, like know what sort of decks they want to play, what decks they like to play. And think about what sideboard cards, because
you can see Ikai practicing with a non-burn deck.
But there's no point, because you can be more selective if only 16 only 15 other decks you have to play against.
Yeah,
you might not need to sideboard against Ad Nauseam, for example.
That's right. Yeah,
because no one's going to be. Presumably, you'd think your level one thinking is no one's going to play this. Everyone's going to play one of like Grixis Death Shadow.
You're going to be
and then play one of these decks that they're quite linear, but they're quite powerful.
You're going to be playing like Idol of the Rhetoric in the main board. What?
But the nature of the tournament leads to some very interesting sort of metagaming, sideboarding possibilities, which I'm sure we'll explore in a little bit more depth as it comes. On Sunday. And we see people's deck lists, and we see what there'll be some niche sideboard cards.
Niche sideboard cards that might be in the main board. How about like Wear and Tear in the main board?
I think that's a little bit ambitious unless you think
it hits Idol of the Great Revel.
If you think 50% of people are going to be playing like Affinity or Burn or Tron, then maybe.
For sure, man. No, dude.
But then you have to play a deck that has both white and red. So
why not? I will play the Burn deck.
Mardu Pyromancer.
No, I will play the Burn deck, and I will play Wear and Tear. That's it. Like, I'm playing the Naya Burn deck, and I'm playing Wear and Tear. Like, this is how I beat you as a Burn deck.
It's a good job Nick isn't playing in this tournament. Just be playing like 14 sideboard cards in the main deck and just have no real main deck. It's like a hodgepodge collection of cards. He's like, well, I hope I draw my main board side deck card. A real holistic
Why did I yell?
A real holistic of a real deep dive into the players, like what they like to play, their tendencies. Like, right, I've got it all sorted out. We've got 7 people on Grixis Death Shadow, 4 on Burn. I know what to
Oh man, I know Pichun is definitely for one, right? I know Pichun's probably going to be playing his Titan Bloom Titan deck.
Ooh,
for sure.
I love it.
For sure. Like, man, I love that deck. Like, every single time, if you go back and watch SQ2, and I was casting with Alfian, every single time Pichun's on the feature match, I think that was like 2 or 3 times, I would say, like, there's no out. Like, we don't have the deck list. And even when we had the deck list, I'm like looking at it, it's like, there's no out here. Like, Pichun is completely dead. And then he goes to, shuffle his library, go and search for something, and then puts it on the battlefield. And it's like, that's why you won the tournament. That's why you're winning this tournament.
Yeah, But that's sort to come on Sunday, and I'm sure we'll have
We'll see that
yeah,
more.
I think we're both looking forward to it. We're both interested, and what people bring to the table.
Yeah.
So
I
Crunchburg,
will
yeah,
hope so.
Crunchburgers in the Twitch chat's asking, "Hey, I'm new to the game. How do Planeswalker cards go?" So I assume that
Where
means
where
how
are they
how-
going, though?
yeah. I think
My-
it means
my
how
question
how
is-
do they work?
Yeah.
So, I guess
Are they going to Walmart?
I hope not. I
Alright.
guess a simple explanation is they're a different type of card,
Yes,
and you pay their mana cost, and they come in with their loyalty cost, which is a number in the right hand corner,
that's right.
and they have 3 or 4 abilities depending on them, and you can use once of them each turn
At
during-
sorcery
At
speed.
sorcery speed, which means you can only do it during your main phase 1 or your main phase 2.
Right. So the law explanation or the flavor explanation
Yeah,
is
so
that
let's
you-
bring a Planeswalker up so we can
Yep.
see, so we can just walk through it quickly. So
let's talk about like Liliana. No,
let's pick one instance. So let's pick Nissa.
nah. Why Nissa?
It's
How about
alright.
Tezzeret? Tezzeret is like even worse than.
So we'll bring Crunchburgers will bring Nissa.
No, this is a bad idea.
Okay.
It has X.
I
It has
think-
X in
I
its
think that's
cost.
fine. But we ignore the mana cost for now. We just talk simply the abilities. Can't do that yet.
How about Gideon?
Yeah.
Gideon, ally of Zendikar. How about that?
There you go.
No, actually, this is a bad idea.
It's fine. So I think what happens is you pay 2 white,
Flavor-wise,
and Gideon comes into play, and it comes into play at 4 loyalty counters. You
Right.
can use one of its abilities.
each turn, right?
You can use one ability of its 3 abilities each turn.
Yeah.
And what happens is when you use this ability, you add or take away loyalty counters equal to the number on the ability.
Yeah.
So, for example, Gideon can use all of its abilities immediately. It can use +1 to put it will become a 5/5 human
Mhm.
soldier ally creature. You can use it 0, which means
Yeah.
the
It
loyalty
doesn't
doesn't
go
change.
up or doesn't go down. Yeah.
to stay 0, and put a 2/2 night ally. You can pay its -4, and you get an emblem.
Yeah.
Now, when a Planeswalker has 0 loyalty,
It goes to the
it goes to the
graveyard,
graveyard,
yeah.
which represents the Planeswalker
leaving the battle. yeah.
leaving the battlefield.
Okay, so I wanna bring up maybe yeah, I guess Chandra. Which one is Chandra? Which Chandra is it? Oh no. Fire color? No. Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Torch, yeah. There we go. Okay, so law wise, or at least flavor wise, this is what I feel. Okay, so planeswalkers are basically your friends, and you call onto the battlefield. So you summon them from another plane where they were, and of course they planeswalk to you. The plus abilities are abilities that they like doing. So if you tell them to do something that they like doing, or that it's easy for them to do, their loyalty goes up. If you tell them to do something that they don't like to do, or it's tough to do, their loyalty goes down. And of course, they have this, just now we saw Gideon -4. His -4 ability was to put +1, make an emblem where all your creatures get +1/+1. Most of the times, we call this like the ultimate ability, is a very big number. So you have to build up to it. So every turn, you're adding loyalty counters and so forth and so on. When you ask them to do something that is extremely, extremely strenuous, for example, in this case, it's a -7 ability. You get an emblem whenever you cast a spell, any spell. This emblem deals 5 damage to target creature or player. So this emblem, emblem is something that you get and you put it in your command zone, and you cannot ever touch it. Nobody can ever affect it or whatsoever. So that's generally how planeswalkers
that's it.
go.
Yeah, and I think I think planeswalkers tend to have a pattern which they have 1 plus ability.
Yeah.
They have 1 minus
Minus
a
ability.
smaller minus ability.
Yep.
Then they have a bigger minus ability, which you have to it takes a number of turns of using the plus abilities to get up to.
Unless, of course, you are here.
Yes, there are also, but that's basically a summary of Planeswalkers Crunchburgers. Let us know if that made sense. If you still don't understand how Planeswalkers work, Mixed level 1 judge, so he should be able to explain these things very succinctly.
Well, no, I can't. Oh, but I love Sarkhan, man. I just watched like Sarkhan the man. Yeah.
Yeah, so this was
I'm
the first
missing it.
Planewalker that had no plus abilities.
Yeah,
So
that was annoying.
It was inevitable that it was going to die.
Yeah, because he was mad. He was just like going
Yeah.
insane. And like, no matter what you tell Sarkhan to do, like he just like, oh, whatever, man. I don't like you. I don't like you.
Sarkhan just the most, in the Magic story, it's just like, what? like he now doesn't exist, or now he does exist, or he's in like a time, like a alternate universe.
He
or
exists beyond
And-
time.
and-
He exists. Full
yeah,
stop.
Yeah.
I
think
we
that-
had a podcast episode trying to explain like how Sakan Unbroken actually is a card. It was quite fun.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I
we-
think less said about that. The better.
We had oh no, it wasn't with you. I was speaking with like Nuno, like how this time travel nonsense works. Yeah, like he just exists. It was. I mean, like,
It's
yeah.
a good hour of material right there.
That was actually more than our material. Yeah.
So going back to the game,
yeah.
we see Danny's young pyromancer, pyrite,
Pyrite
and
Spellbomb, Nihil Spellbomb.
Spellbomb, which can tap for black and exile all cards in target player's graveyard.
Yeah.
Obviously very good against the Storm deck, which is looking to put cards into the graveyard and then
Oh man,
cast the flames.
I love that Danny is putting a dragon claw
So
into the deck.
So this card is
Is it Dragon's
it's
Claw?
Dragon's
Dragon's Claw,
yeah.
right?
So it's 2
There we go. Yeah,
for an artifact, and whenever a player plays a red spell, casts a red spell, you gain 1 life.
full stop.
Now, how does this work? So let's say I'm the Storm player and I play Grape Shot with Storm, and I put all 10 copies of do I get 1 life for each of the copies of Grape Shot? Or
No. You don't get 1 life for each copy of Great Shot. You just basically get 1 life for practically all the spells that he casts in the chain. So for every Mana Morphos that you cast, for every Ritual that you cast, for the Pass in Flames that you cast, I'm going to gain 1 life. And so now you're going to use Grape Shot. It's going to create all those copies. For Grape Shot, I gain 1 life. But all the Storm copies, they'll just deal me 1 damage, the life that I gained earlier on.
Yeah.
So technically, you're sort of like gaining 1 life for each, each trigger of Grape Shot. Well, of course, if you play like blue spells, then it doesn't trigger.
Interesting sideboard tech there for Danny. Presumably,
What if you play 2 Grape Shots? Oh, that's
a lot of Grape Shots.
oh yeah, no, then you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Then you're in a little bit of trouble. Like you have to go like Grape Shot and then Passing Flames and then Grape Shot again, and then then that goes underneath the Dragon's Claw.
Yeah.
But this also works against Burn.
Yeah, what I was about to say. This is a good, interesting sideboard tech against the red decks, especially against Burn, where we've talked about it before, but every life point you gain against Burn is so critical.
Yeah.
Because they their game plan is so linear, just get you from 20 to 0 as quickly as possible in the fewest number of cards possible, and every life you gain is another card they need to see in their deck.
That's
another
why,
draw step they need to hit, another attack they need to make.
And this is not just gain you 1 life. This is basically all your burn spells -1.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Danny spells. It's not like as if Danny doesn't play black at all.
What?
Yes. It's not like it's not like Danny doesn't play any red spells. Like half his deck is red spells.
Yeah.
So pretty good stuff.
Amahamo in the Twitch chat saying, "Damn, that's a big ass die." Yeah, these are the die made that we have for the stream
For the stream
games.
specifically, yeah.
So you can see represent. Yeah, they have lots of die and tokens and like custom things down there
on the feature match table,
match table,
which we will never ever encounter ourselves because we're always here.
Yeah, well, I don't play Magic, so
Yeah.
no, I don't play much. Never enough to be on the feature match.
Man, John Popo here is just like, end my misery now.
Yeah, and you see Danny's back at 20 life.
He's at 21 now.
21, yeah, because just casting instant or red spells, and John Paul two spells in hand. But Danny has no creatures. He's it seems like he's pretty much in control of the game. But there's a Baral.
Baral, okay, so
But it's staying there.
Alright.
Danny Wooded Foothills.
So Baral trigger on the stack. Baral on the stack. You look for no black sources, no blood crypts. Come on, there has to be one more blood crypt, right?
Sacred Foundry.
Alright, so Sacred Foundry untapped. He's probably going to blow up with the
graveyard.
The graveyard now. Nah, he doesn't have to.
So Jumple has the Past in Flames.
Right, yeah. So he can let the Baral go, but I'm not.
Yeah, young Pyromancer, gain a life. And then we're going to see Lingering Souls flashback.
Even more, yeah, even more tokens.
So Danny hasn't left mana open.
He hasn't left mana open,
for the spell bomb.
Yeah, but there's not much Jump Popo can do. Like the minute he tries to go off, he's just going to get punished. Alright, so Ritual and Lightning Bolt it is. Because the minute Jump Popo tries to go for the Past in Flames, like that's the game over.
Yeah.
He can't. He basically just can't. He can't even. So
yeah,
like
a difficult spot for Jump Ball here.
Yeah. This is why you should play Quicken spell in this deck. Like no, literally. How about that? Is it Quicken?
It's Quicken. Yeah. So one in a blue, the next, or one blue.
Yeah, one blue. That's
can
it.
Be cast as an instant. Draw a card.
Draw a card. Yeah, it's a cantrip. Why are we not playing Quicken?
Something to ask. Why aren't we playing Quicken? Using the Royal We.
Yeah.
Another young Pyromancer, gain another life. Attack for 2 Lingering Souls. John Paul needs to make something happen quite quickly now, and needs to be quite a big something as well because Danny's gaining a lot of life.
I mean, what in his deck could he draw? He could, empty the Warrens maybe.
Yep. So
alright, just gonna kill
on a young Pyromancer.
He's gonna go up to 24.
Danny gains another life.
Is that 23? Oh, sorry, 23, yeah.
Draw.
Oh, okay. I see what's happening.
Opt. Scry 1, draw card. He's got the Storm Count die ready to go. Suggests to me that he's going
to try to go off, yeah.
Time, sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand.
So look at the top 2 cards.
You can do whatever you want.
Pick one, another sleight of hand. Puts that into his hand.
Danny here's not worried because he's got the Nihil Spell Bomb.
Yep.
To go off. Sleight of hand again.
Sleight of hand. Storm Count at 3 now. Look at the top 2 again. Another Ritual.
Even if it's empty the Warrens, like the only thing that Jump Popo would want is empty Warrens.
Yeah, but even then he has to deal with the Lingering Souls tokens.
Yeah, so he's got like a 3-turn clock.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
I was just gonna say go.
That's why he was looking for. I mean, like empty the Warrens would have net him. There would have been another 3, 4, so 7 spells. That would have been 14 2/2s, which means that he can swing in for 2 turns and he'd be able to finish Danny's off.
Yeah.
Now Jump Popo just has to build up again, but I think it's too late. Like
and it's difficult. The storm deck, it wants to build up to sort of like one big turn.
Yeah.
Where it's like, wow, sculpt my hand, sculpt my graveyard, and boom, here's my big turn. I've got it. I've won.
Mm-hmm.
And what we saw in the first game was John Paul. Sort of, he didn't do that. He did two mini steps. He did a small grape shot. He did a biggish grape shot, then a smaller grape shot with Past in Flames. But he was still setting up to do, get my graveyard stacked up. Then on one turn, one critical turn, ritual, Past in Flames, grape shot from the graveyard. Yeah. But now, he doesn't have many resources in hand, doesn't have many resources in the graveyard. He's, sort of struggling slightly against.
This is curious. I don't know why Danny. I don't know why Danny
sending in the Pyromancer.
Yeah. Okay, so it probably brings Jump Popo down to 2.
So that makes it. So he did that, I think, to get the elemental token in, because then that brings him down to 2. So he can attack.
Which means that he can just attack with the spirits,
turn.
Right?
Yeah. Because I think that the Pyromancer isn't really critical to the game plan anymore. He just needs to be he needs to keep the Lingering Souls tokens alive.
Yeah.
And we see another 2 Lingering Souls tokens.
So Jump Popo here would probably want something to wipe the board.
Looking for Is It Staticaster? That's
what
he's looking
man.
For. I don't know if he's got it in the sideboard, but that's the one that you want to see. The 1 blue-red from Return to Ravnica and tap it to deal 1 damage to each creature, and the creature that shares the same name with them with flash.
Oh yeah,
it's got flash as well.
It's got flash. It's got haste.
It's got haste. Yeah, so you can flash it in. Tap it, deal 1 damage to all of these tokens.
Oh, and it's a 0/3.
Yeah.
Which means that you can flash it in, block, kill off all the tokens, and and have a good time.
Those were the days they made good cards, right?
Yeah,
that's a great card.
That was the right one.
Yeah, we see Jumple now trying to go off. So ritual. Yep, six red mana, but I mean not really much. Another ritual.
Okay, he's got to have something in hand, which probably is a grape shot. Then he can shoot down all the tokens.
But then he still doesn't have much going because he still needs to find a way to win this game
With the Baral, man. 27 turn clock.
Yeah, the slow clock.
See, grape shot.
A grape shot. Yeah.
I'm just gonna kill off most of you guys. 4 of you guys.
So you can kill off the 4 lingering souls tokens.
Yeah.
And then leave the elemental because the elemental can be blocked by the Baral.
I'm surprised Danny went to create extra tokens last turn.
Do you think you need to just keep the 2 up, then
Yeah.
make Jumple use your grape shot? And
That's right. And then, you have the... So this is something, that Danny will go back to, after this tournament. He'll go and figure out, like, okay, so this was the right play. Because, as we always say, there's always 3 questions that you're asking yourself, like, what's the best play, what's my best draw, and how do I lose the game?
And Danny had a lightning bolt off the top. So
Okay,
anyway.
so it didn't matter anyway. Well, it would have been, like, had he not drawn the lightning bolt, like, there could have been any other card. Kolagan's command would have ended the game, so...
I mean, there's a lot of outs in his deck there, like another Lingering Souls, just as another, and puts the power on the battlefield.
And if he puts the Lingering Souls on
the battlefield, then, if Jumple kills it, then he's got the flashback to get to.
Right,
Yeah.
okay, so you could just pass in flames and then just...
but then you hold your flashback Lingering Flames to prevent that, to basically diversify your threats.
Yep.
Lingering Souls, good card. Good card.
Well, what's happening?
Danny,
Are they done?
Danny's
All right,
decided to walk away from the table.
I don't know. Oh, extra time? Yeah, it's okay. Shall we just cut the broadcast? I don't know.
Just walk away. Just get
we'll just walk away.
Fade to black.
Okay.
So let's. Well, we've got a little bit of a break.
Mm-hmm.
Let's circle back to the Invitational again. Obviously the big event. And have you got any favourites? We've seen we know.
Of course, I have
Gregor
favourites.
Games. Go to GregorGames.com. See the 16 players in the Invitational. The Gregor Games Facebook page.
It looks like the Street Fighter character select screen.
Is that what it was made to look like?
Yeah.
Well then,
that's fine.
I guess it does. But who are your, to people who may not be that familiar, who are your sort of top picks for the tournament and why?
My favorites probably Jeffrey.
So Jeffrey Chan, who was the season 1
winner.
Season 1, yeah. And I think
he's consistent. He's like he's playing the Pro Tour.
Yep.
He's one of those players where he tells you about this deck, and then he tells you about his deck, and after you go try out the deck and you're horrible. And then you go and sit down next to Jeffrey and you see him you watch him play Magic Online. And you watch him like just crush, not just one tournament. You see him crush like 3 tournaments in a row, 5-0 with the exact same deck. And then you look at yourself, you look deep into yourself and then you tell yourself, I'm not good at this game. Jeffrey is that. Yeah,
I knew that after 30 seconds of playing.
That's
what I wanted to know, don't worry. Took me about 3 turns of an Amonkhet limited game to work out that I'm not good at this game compared to him.
But yeah, that's Jeffrey. I mean, like he's consistent in every format. Like he knows, he's the Merfolk player, but he knows like this format's not good for him, and or this not format, this meta game is not that good for him. So he's gonna choose something else, and whatever he chooses, like I'm pretty sure he'll know pretty good. Yeah, he'll know what to do.
I think another player to watch from anyway is Ilham, who was the under 21.
Do not discard Ilham.
Yeah, the best under 21 player basically. I think is how he gets the tournament.
But he's not just the best under 21 player. He's got 17 points. He's going to be the one of the guys.
Who chooses the draft.
So
he's also very good at Magic.
Yeah.
He's
new at Magic. Like,
is he?
Okay, so he didn't really start this year.
That just makes me feel very bad.
He didn't really start this year, but he started last year. I think very late. somewhere
2016.
2016, late 2016, like the third quarter 2016, and yeah, he's just been practicing and training, and you see him at the PPTQs every weekend. Like he's grinding.
Yeah.
He knows that he's good at Magic, but he's just like, okay, sure, I will watch all this. I will keep testing. I will keep training on Cockatrice, on Magic Online. He's got that discipline. SQ2, he had not played like any games of Modern that 1 week before SQ2 because he had 2 buys. Like he just went at it every single day, online, offline in the store, and just practice with what it was Grixis Death Shadow at that point in time, and just nailed it. Went 4th place at for the SQ. So yeah, Ilham definitely no lightweight. He's not gonna pull his punches either.
Yeah, and I think everyone in this tournament is particularly good at Magic. They've all got there by either being playing very well in a large tournament in one of the invitational qualifiers, spiking a large chance qualifier, or just being super consistent and earning like championship points all throughout the season.
Yep.
So they're all going to be good. But it's just interesting to spotlight a couple of people who we think are
like the best of the best.
Yeah, and it'd be interesting to see how our interpretation of like best stacks up on Sunday. Like there's obviously it's not only Magic is only it's not chess, it's not perfect information, it's not only play skill, but it's deck selection, especially in a tournament like this, is going to be a big thing. And it's variance,
And variance can affect you so much.
Yeah, over a 3-game set, which is what people are going to be playing in essentially what is double elimination tournament.
Oh yeah.
That's
going to be
the
really
odds
fun.
of things that happen, over tending to sets of infinity, very different to what happens in like 6 games of Magic or something like that. But being a good player means that you figure out how to minimize your variance, play to your outs, and see. So yeah, it should be good. Should be good to watch.
Man, I'm gonna enjoy this Sunday. I'm just gonna
I don't
sit
know
back,
how
relax.
much more we can hype up Sunday.
Man, Sundays, just come and watch. Like tomorrow, we're gonna have the drafting, so yeah, you guys should tune in for that. Like we're gonna live stream the drafting. We're gonna make it. Well, we're gonna explain like what's gonna happen Sunday, and then we're gonna live stream the draft. I don't know who's gonna be picking who. Pichun gets to pick first, then Jeffrey, and then Lun Yi, and then Ilham.
Yeah.
So, and there's 12 players, and me and a friend, we were trying to figure out like who's gonna pick who. Man, you can't. Like you think there's a weak player in there. Okay, maybe there's Danny, and then after that, like
we say that with love.
Yeah, we say that with love. There's Danny, and then after that, like you're lost. Like there's another 11 players that I don't want them in my draft pool. I don't want them. I don't want to play against them. Like
and how it works is that the people who are drafting they can see the deck lists of the people who are.
Oh yeah. So
they
they
can
know
make
the deck
sort
list.
of a meta game call, so they can say, well, I'm playing, deck A, and I'm playing, I don't know, Jund, and I've got a good Storm matchup or something like that. So who's playing Storm? I'll play. I'll have them in my pool, and I'll play them. And the person who's drafting gets to pick who they're playing against in the first round.
Yes.
Is that right? So you go right. Well, I'm gonna break my tournament in nicely. Pick someone who I've got a really good matchup against.
It's like the best deck. Like you intentionally played Soul Sisters,
Against
and
the
then
burn
you
player,
and then you pick out all the burn players.
Yeah.
Like I bet you that's what Pichun does. Like he's not going to play his Bloom Titan deck because everybody's going to expect him to play the Bloom Titan deck, and then he's just going to pick out. Okay, so you're the burn player. I'm going to play like Soul Sisters. You're the burn player. You go first.
Yeah.
I pick you first, and then after that there's leftover burn players, or you, and then now I have the best matchup against everyone.
So it'd be interesting to see how people approach that portion, because there's an additional gaming theory element layer to it as well, as to how and you're weighing up what other people want, and there's a tension because there are 3 other people who want
other players
people,
right in their pool. I'm gonna tell Danny to just like stop shaking his leg.
Is that what he's doing? Is he shaking his leg? Yeah, so two people in the chat commenting Wangran 2K5 and Sara of the Sky, Earthquake. Yeah, it's not in Singapore, I don't believe. It's not on a fault line. But Mick's gone out there now to try and rectify the situation. Will have given Danny a warning to stop tapping his feet. quite an aggressive tapper when he plays. But the setup we have at the shop at the moment is we basically have a feature match table, and then we have like a camera on a pole above, and then just a structure like that, and people leaning on it, people moving it around naturally in the course of walking to the store, cause it to move slightly. So we're seeing John Paul sort of. Yeah, he's
the camera a little bit too.
Yeah,
high.
I think it's fine. For now, you see John Paul cast a grape shot there, an empty the Warrens for 10.
Wow, that is.
And Danny's going to cast collective brutality, discarding card, and then take card from the hand. Leave John Paul with just an opt.
Okay, so 9 points of damage to you.
Oh well, 8 points
All right,
of damage.
so
yeah. Doesn't look good for Danny.
Actually, he gains 1 life.
He gains 1 life.
Yeah,
from
but
the Dragon's Claw, but he's missed it.
Miss trigger.
Sleight of hand, looking at 2 lightning bolt and a pyretic ritual there. I think it was.
This is what happens when you let the Baral survive.
Yeah, you get 10 tokens from Empty the Warrens.
Yeah, this is what happens when you let that Baral survive. Like, you know what? Baral doesn't even have to survive. Like, it enters the battlefield, you go cast the Desperate Ritual, and then wait for your opponent to like try to go off. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you see Danny lingering souls
tough.
there. I mean, I assume Danny just John Paul keeps attacking, right?
Yeah, of course.
Just push through the damage.
6 points of damage. He goes down to 8.
Goblin Electromancer. Gain 1 life. Go back to 9. And so, is this telling time? Is that what it is? Reveal the top 5 cards?
No. These pieces of the puzzle.
Oh, pieces of the puzzle. So
and so you want pieces of the puzzle in sleight of hand? No, he wants 2 cantrips.
So piece of the puzzle is it 1?
3
so we'll bring it up. But I think it's 2 in a blue, and you can look at the top, reveal the top 5 cards, but up to 2 instant or sorceries into your hand.
Yep.
Shadows over Innistrad. Love it.
Yeah.
Isn't this card like very good in? This is in Iconic Masters, right?
Was this an iconic? No. This was only in Shadows over Innistrad.
Oh, okay.
So this card was fantastic in the aforementioned like red blue machine gun deck, or the Grixis machine gun deck. This was like the card that you needed and to set it up. Oh, this was great in the mono blue Brain in the Jar deck.
Ah, yeah, the old Brain.
This was the one. This was the card like turn 3.
Paradoxical Outcome, wasn't that one of them?
No, not Paradoxical. Brain in the Jar is the one where you either take like infinite turns and then or you do Engulf the Shores.
Oh, okay,
Engulf the Shores, followed by what's that card? The Rise from the Tides.
Oh, is this the zombie for each instant
for each sorcery in the graveyard? Yeah, that was fair. Yeah. That deck was annoying as hell, but it was fun to play. I played a bit of it.
You see Danny there, just overwhelmed by Empty the Warrens for 10 goblins.
Yeah.
Just couldn't get.
You can't stop it. Like,
yeah, even with Lingering Souls, you're trading for 4 of them, but that's still 6 damage coming across every turn.
Mm-hmm.
And that was it. And you see, yeah, and that's it.
Yeah.
Be interesting to see if Danny pilots this deck, if he's on the Mardu Pyromancer deck on Sunday.
He's got 1.5 hours to go and decide.
1.5 hours. There you
go. To submit his deck list. All right, we're going to call it a night. Thank you for watching. Remember, you can join us every Tuesday and Wednesday, 8 p.m. Singapore time. You can watch the replays on youtube.com/Grey Ogre Games. And last but not least, do find us on the web, greyogregames.com. That's a grey with an E. You can find out how you can take part in the invitationals. It's been a long night. It's been a long day. We are going to call it, and we'll see you guys. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow. For the draft picking, yeah. Oh, you won't be here.
I'll be doing suit things.
Oh, okay.
I'll be doing suit related things.
Suit related things.
Like working.
All right.
In my suit.
Okay, we'll see you guys. Bye bye.